talk about the ASWAP and the Boko Haram and the Lakrama and the rest of them.
Enugu State Governor presents 1.62 trillion naira 2026 budget of renewed momentum. And on the foreign scene, Pope Leo lists African countries for planned pastoral visits. Kremlin says no breakthrough in Ukraine following Putin-US talks. And now the details of the news. President Bola Tinubu has directed security and intelligence agencies to intensify coordination and deliver greater efficiency in ongoing operations to tackle insecurity nationwide. The directive followed a closed-door meeting with heads of intelligence agencies and service chiefs at the State House in Abuja. Speaking after the meeting, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Olufemi Oloyede, described the engagement as highly productive and focused on strengthening interagency collaboration. He said the session examined current security pressures and fine-tuned response strategies. General Oloyede assured Nigerians that security formations are working more cohesively to ensure peaceful and safe Yuletide celebrations across the country. The Senate says it will today screen the immediate past Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, as Minister of Defense. The leader of the Senate, Senator Opoyemi Bamidele, announced this in a statement issued through his media directorate. He explained that the screening is in line with a formal request received from President Bola Tinubu following the resignation of former Defense Minister Mohammed Baduru, who stepped down citing health reasons. The leadership described the process as crucial to strengthening national security management. Senator Bamidele noted that the Senate is prioritizing the exercise because of its significance to peace and internal stability, adding that lawmakers are fully prepared for the legislative scrutiny. The Senate, led by Godswill Akpabio, has carried out a major reconstitution of its standing committees, signaling a shift in responsibilities across key oversight sectors. The reshuffle affects committees central to national planning, security, and budget review. Under the new arrangements, Senator Yahaya Abdullahi of Kebbi State becomes chairman of the National Security and Intelligence Committee, replacing Senator Shehu Buba, who moves to head the Committee on Livestock and Animal Husbandry. Senator Mustapha Musa of Yobe State takes over the National Planning Committee. Minority Whip Senator Ositangu of Enugu State has been appointed acting chairman of the Air Force Committee. The reorganization is expected to enhance preparations for upcoming budget defense sessions and policy evaluation activities. The Imo State Police Command has dismissed reports alleging the mass kidnapping of passengers on Owerri-Aba route, describing the claims as false. The command said its findings show that the viral video circulating on social media was unrelated to any recent events in the state. Police spokesperson Mr. Henry Okoye explained that investigators traced the footage to an incident recorded earlier in the year and recirculated online to create panic. He urged the public to disregard the misinformation and rely on verified updates from the authorities. The commander also advised residents around the Ngopala axis to remain calm, stay vigilant, and promptly report any suspicious movements to the nearest police formation. The Enugu Police Command has arrested a 51-year-old man, Emeka Emmanuel Nwangu, for allegedly killing his 19-year-old cousin, Loveth Oloma Nwangu. The suspect was taken into custody after the teenager reportedly accused him of years of sexual abuse. Police spokesperson Mr. Daniel Ndukwe said the suspect allegedly attacked the victim at a pharmacy in Nsukka, where she was receiving treatment, leaving her with fatal injuries. He described the circumstances of the case as gruesome and devastating. Operatives of the Nsukka Urban Division, supported by the Neighborhood Watch Group, effected the arrest. The investigation is ongoing and the suspect is expected to be charged upon conclusion. The Nigeria Police Force says it has fully commenced the enforcement of the presidential directive of withdrawing officers from private individuals and VIPs. The force PRO, Mr. Benjamin Hundiyin, confirmed that 11,000 officers have already been recalled from such assignments. He stressed that only government officials who are statutorily entitled to police protection, such as governors and judicial officers, will retain their security details pending further directive from President Bola Tinubu. Others have had their escorts withdrawn without exception. Mr. Hundiyin added that the recalled personnel will undergo retraining before deployment to core policing duties, including boosting manpower divisions, joining the school protection squad, and reinforcing anti-banditry and counter-terrorism operations nationwide. A federal high court in Abuja has restrained politician and publisher Omoyole Sowore from making statements considered harmful to national peace and security. The order was issued by Justice Mohammed Umar during proceedings yesterday. The judge warned that Showore's bail would be revoked if he violates the directive. He noted that although Sowore is a former presidential candidate and had earlier been granted bail with his passport withheld by the courts, he remains eligible for bail on self-recognition. The ruling followed the defense of a 5-count charge in which Sowore is accused of defaming President Bola Tinubu through posts on X and Facebook. His lawyer, Marshal Abubakar, moved the bail application. The Adamawa State Jail Delivery Committee has released 87 inmates during its latest exercise aimed at decongesting correctional facilities. The exercise was led by the Chief Judge of the state, Justice Hafsat Abdulrahman. A breakdown shows that 81 convicts had their sentences reviewed downward. The 6 awaiting trial inmates were granted bail. Most of the cases involved offenses such as theft, attempted crime, breach of trust, and unlawful possession of arms. Justice Abdulrahman urged the freed inmates to embrace reform and avoid criminal behavior, warning that the law would be applied firmly without leniency for repeat offenders. The wife of the Zamfara State Governor, Huriya Daud Lawal, has distributed welfare packages to groups of women across the state to ease economic hardship during the Christmas season. The ceremony was held at Government House in Gusau. Beneficiaries were drawn from religious bodies, community associations, unions, and security formations. Items distributed included bags of rice, cash support, cooking oil, pasta, sugar, and other essential goods. Representatives of the groups expressed appreciation for the gesture. Mrs. Lawal thanked the women for supporting the administration, noting that their cooperation remains crucial to peace, development, and community stability. She reaffirmed the government's commitment to improving citizens' well-being. News around the globe is coming to you live from Aneke TV. Remember, you can stay connected with us on all social media platforms: Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, all at Aneke TV. And I'll take a quick recap of the major stories making the news. Tinubu issues fresh directives to service chiefs. Senate screens Defense Minister designates. Court bars Shawore from comments threatening national peace. Coming up shortly, Pope Leo outlines African tour plans. Kremlin reports no Ukraine breakthrough after Putin-US talk. The news continues in just a moment. Welcome back. Now the rest of the stories. Pope Leo XIV says he hopes to visit Algeria in 2026 as part of a planned pastoral trip to Africa. He announced this during a press briefing aboard the papal aircraft after completing a six-day visit to Turkey and Lebanon. The Pope stated that he intends to visit locations linked to the life of St. Augustine and that discussions are underway on possible stops in Cameroon and Equatorial Guinea. He also expressed interest in visiting Latin America, including Argentina, Uruguay, and Peru, where he previously served for more than 2 decades as a missionary. Talks in Moscow between Russian President Vladimir Putin and senior negotiators from the United States have ended without a breakthrough on securing a peace agreement in Ukraine. A Kremlin spokesman described the 5-hour meeting as constructive, but said several provisions of the US-backed draft remained unacceptable to Russia. The delegation, led by President Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff and advisor Jared Kushner, held the talks after weeks of intense diplomatic efforts aimed at ending the conflict. The U.S. team departed Moscow without public comments. President Putin earlier criticized amendments proposed by Kiev and some European governments, warning that Europe risks escalation if it pushed for terms Russia considers hostile. U.S. President Donald Trump has said he does not want Somali immigrants entering the United States, telling reporters they should return to their country of origin. He made the remarks during a cabinet meeting, saying continued inflow would take the country the wrong way. His comments follow reports of planned immigration enforcement operations targeting Minnesota's large Somali community. Local officials have condemned the initiative, warning that citizens and local residents could be unfairly affected. The statements have triggered renewed concern among civil rights groups who say such rhetoric could heighten tensions and fuel discrimination against immigrant communities. The Danish Refugee Council has warned that developing countries hosting most of the world's refugees may begin closing their borders as international aid declines. The RC Secretary General Charlotte Slant said donors are cutting support at a time when 75% of refugees are sheltered in low-income nations. She noted that reduced funding from Western states, including the United States, has forced the organization to cut nearly 2,000 jobs and scale back essential programs in countries such as Cameroon and Afghanistan. Slant cited Uganda and Chad as example of host nations facing extreme strain, warning that widespread borders could. Authorities in Tunisia have arrested prominent opposition figure Alchi Hamani to enforce a 5-year sentence for alleged conspiracy against state security. Hamani was taken from his home as part of a widening crackdown on critiques of President Kiir said. Several politicians, business leaders, and lawyers have recently received sentences of up to 45 years for attempting to undermine the government. Hamani, who served as Human Rights Minister in 2020, released a video before his arrest announcing plans to begin a hunger strike. Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International have condemned the mass convictions, calling for the immediate annulment of the rulings and urging Tunisia to safeguard political freedoms. The federal government has introduced a $100 million equity investment scheme to strengthen indigenous participation in the oil and gas industry. The initiative was launched at the 2025 Practical Nigerian Content Forum in Yenagoa by the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board. NCDMB Executive Secretary Engineer Felix Obwe said the scheme is designed to support high-growth local energy service companies and expand the income base of the Nigerian Content Development Fund. He added that the board has finalized the framework for issuing the NCDF compliance certificate, which will confirm companies' adherence to local content guidelines. Governor Peter Mbah has presented a 1.62 trillion naira budget proposal for 2026 to the Enugu State House of Assembly, representing a 66.5% increase over the revised 2025 budget. The proposal allocates 80% to capital projects and 20% to recurrent expenditure. The economic sector received the highest allocation of 825.9 billion naira for roads, infrastructure, agriculture, trade and transportation, including plans to expand Enugu's air fleet to 20 aircrafts. Significant funding is also provided for housing, new Enugu city development and agricultural farm estates across all wards. In the social sector, education takes 32.27% of the total budget, with plans for smart secondary schools and TVET colleges. The government also earmarked funds for gratuity payments, security surveillance, and healthcare development. Also, Governor Peter Ndubuisimba of Enugu State says Enugu State received 230 billion naira from FARC in 2025, surpassing the projected 150 billion naira in the budget. He announced this during the presentation of the 2026 budget in Enugu. He said the state's internally generated revenue is expected to exceed 400 billion naira by December, marking the highest IGR in the state's history. Total revenue inflow for 2025 stands at 826 billion naira, representing over 85% performance. The governor reported that 667 billion naira was invested in capital projects, while 138 billion naira went to salaries, pensions and essential services, achieving an overall budget performance of 83%. The Zamfara state government says the ongoing construction of the Zamfara International Airport will open new investment opportunities for the state. Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Lawal Barrow Bungudi, stated this after inspecting the projects. He said terminal buildings and other facilities are expected to be completed by the end of January 2026, subject to final construction stages. The commissioner assured that the government remains committed to delivering the airport to enhance economic activities and improve transportation access. Airfares on several domestic routes have risen by about 150%, with some tickets now exceeding 300,000 naira. Travelers report significant increases on south and southeast routes, which experience high demand during the festive season. Operators attribute the sharp rise to limited aircraft availability and increased passenger traffic. They say demand has outpaced capacity, forcing airlines to adjust prices upward. Passengers, however, insist that the new fares are unaffordable, especially amid broad economic challenges affecting households nationwide. The Chartered Institute of Project Managers of Nigeria has raised concerns over rising financial losses linked to corrective works on newly completed projects. Registrar General Henry Mbadiwe spoke at the Institute's 2025 annual conference in Abuja. He said billions are wasted globally on post-completion adjustments, citing a World Bank report estimating losses of $4 billion annually. Mbadiwe called for stronger regulation of project management practices in Nigeria to prevent waste and improve development outcomes. The Naira recorded its first appreciation in both official and parallel markets on Tuesday. Central bank data shows the currency strengthened to 445.39 naira per dollar, improving from 1,448.44 naira recorded on Monday. At the parallel market, it traded at 1,470 naira per dollar, gaining 5 naira from the previous day's rates. The appreciation marks the first upward movement since November 26 and comes amid ongoing efforts to stabilize the foreign exchange market. Super Eagles head coach Eric Chelle has released a 54-man provisional squad for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. The list includes key players such as William Trost Ekong, Victor Osimhen, Wilfred Ndidi, Stanley Nwabali, and Alex Iwobi. Several home-based players were also selected as the technical crew looks to balance experience with emerging talents. The squad will be trained to 28 players before the tournament. The team is expected to open camp in Egypt on December 10 ahead of friendly matches, with Nigeria drawn in Group C alongside Tanzania, Tunisia, and Uganda. Manchester City survived a dramatic late comeback to defeat Fulham 5-4 in a Premier League match at Craven Cottage. City led 5-1 after goals from Erling Haaland, Tijani Reinders and Phil Foden's brace, and an own goal by Sunderberg. Fulham fought back strongly with strikes from Emily Smith-Rowe, Alex Iwobi and a brace from substitute Samuel Chukwueze. Despite sustained pressure in the closing minutes, City held on to secure the victory and maintain their push for the league title. The Imo State government has reaffirmed its commitment to grassroots sports development. Commissioner for Sport Development Obinna Onyocha stated this during a visit by Eze Vitalis Chikere as the elect of Oduizoha Amuze community. Onyocha said partners with community leaders are critical to identifying and nurturing young talents. He emphasized that Imo State has a rich pool of skilled athletes who need structured pathways to excel. Both sides agreed to collaborate on grassroots football, youth engagement programs, and talent development initiatives. The federal government has announced that Lagos will host the major National Foods and Culture Festival this month. The Minister of Arts, Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy, Hanatu Musawa, confirmed the event scheduled for December 16 and 17. She said the festival will showcase Nigeria's cultural and culinary diversity and support government efforts to drive economic growth and national unity. The program is being organized in partnership with Irabo Creative Minds and will take place at the Tafawa Balewa Square cricket pitch in Lagos. Former manager of music star Innocent Two-Face Idibia, Kaka Ibokwe, has confirmed the singer's arrest in London following an altercation with his pregnant wife, Natasha Osawuru. The incident reportedly occurred during a trip for a concert tour. Two-Face was scheduled to perform on October 2, but failed to appear amid reports of his detention. Ibokwe confirmed the development during a live session on social media. The altercation is said to have taken place at an airport in the UK, prompting police intervention and the singer's subsequent arrest. And that's the news around the globe. A recap of our top stories. President Bola Tinubu has issued fresh directives to service chiefs as part of ongoing efforts to strengthen national security. The Senate will today screen Defense Minister designates General Musa. A court has barred Omoyele Sowore from making statements deemed harmful to national peace and security. The federal government has launched a $100 million equity investment scheme to support indigenous oil companies. In Enugu, Governor Peter Mbah has presented a 1.62 trillion naira 2026 budget of renewed hope. And on the foreign scene, Pope Leo has listed African countries scheduled for his upcoming visits, while the Kremlin reports no breakthrough on the Ukraine crisis following talks between President Putin and the United States. That's news around the globe on Aneke TV. For more news and live updates, follow us across all social media platforms: Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, all at Aneke TV. Many thanks for listening. I'm Nancy Marian. Do have yourself a lovely Wednesday. Good morning.
The Insight with Uche Osai.
Having the political will to confront whatever is the challenges.
Igbo man wrestles with
the tortoise that had a lot of ingenuity, a lot of ideas, and the tireless.
It will take the bold mind of government in power to say, let there be electoral reform, no matter whose heart is God.
I was there. We did everything. All of us came and supported him with our last block.
in-depth analysis, expert views, real voices, uncover the stories shaping Nigeria today. Deep dive, honest, unfiltered, only on The Insight with Uche Osai on Aneke TV. Join us. The Insight with Uche Osai.
Having the political will to confront whatever is the challenges.
Igbo man wrestles with
the tortoise that had a lot of ingenuity, a lot of ideas, and the tireless.
It will take the bold mind of government in power to say, let there be electoral reform, no matter whose heart is God.
I was there. We did everything. All of us came and supported him with our last block.
in-depth analysis, expert views, real voices, uncover the stories shaping Nigeria today. Deep dive, honest, unfiltered, only on The Insight with Uche Osai on Aneke TV. Join us.
Morning 040 and a beautiful morning to everyone watching today. You're tuned into Sunrise on Aneke TV, where every sunrise begins with delightfulness, joy and that cheer. And bringing you sunrise this morning, I am Deborah Wakoba, coming to you live from our studio here in Vibrant Enugu.
And good morning to you, our global audience, wherever you are, at home, in your office or in traffic, or even making breakfast. Thank you for letting us into your space this beautiful morning. As always, we're here to refresh, inform, and motivate.
Yes, it's Wednesday, 3rd December 2025, and of course we've got you that full package this morning. And please do stay with us. We'll be right back after the quick break.
The Insight with Uche Osai.
Having the political will to confront whatever is the challenges.
Igbo man wrestles with
the tortoise that had a lot of ingenuity, a lot of ideas, and the tireless.
It will take the bold mind of government in power to say, let there be electoral reform, no matter whose heart is God.
I was there. We did everything. All of us came and supported him with our last block.
in-depth analysis, expert views, real voices, uncover the stories shaping Nigeria today. Deep dive, honest, unfiltered, only on The Insight with Uche Osai on Aneke TV. Join us. The Insight with Uche Osai.
Having the political will to confront whatever is the challenges.
Igbo man wrestles with
the tortoise that had a lot of ingenuity, a lot of ideas, and the tireless.
It will take the bold mind of government in power to say, let there be electoral reform, no matter whose heart is God.
I was there. We did everything. All of us came and supported him with our last block.
in-depth analysis, expert views, real voices, uncover the stories shaping Nigeria today. Deep dive, honest, unfiltered, only on The Insight with Uche Osai on Aneke TV. Join us. The Insight with Uche Osai.
Having the political will to confront whatever is the challenges.
Igbo man wrestles with
the tortoise that had a lot of ingenuity, a lot of ideas, and the tireless.
It will take the broad mind of government in power to say, let there be electoral reform, no matter whose ox is God.
I was there. We did everything. All of us came and supported him with our last blood.
in-depth analysis, expert views, real voices, uncover the stories shaping Nigeria today. Deep dive, honest, unfiltered, only on The Insight with Uche Osai on Aneke TV. Join us. You're still watching Sunrise on Aneke TV, and joining us today on this special edition of the Sunrise is the current executive chairman of Igweze South Local Government Area in Enugu State. We're talking about a legal luminary, a man who left royalty to serve the people, a man known for his philanthropic engagements, most especially in the area of education, a man who has affected and impacted a lot of people in his community and beyond. A man who is talked about in Enugu State at the moment, whose forecast about the happenings in Enugu State as at 12th October, the last time he was on this program, has all happened. And we are talking about no other person but Barrister Ugo Ferdinand Ukweze.
You're welcome, sir.
It's good to have you on Sunrise one more time.
Thank you very much.
And I say you're looking good. You tell me the stress is too much. You're welcome.
Thank you. The joy of the Lord is our strength.
Amen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, wonderful. Enugu State, here we are. And here you are. I have a certain script. But when I see you, I hardly follow scripts. But let me start with what we discussed on the 12th of October. We talked about Enugu State.
Yes.
How come you were quite apt about the developmental trajectory of this government, being that you spoke about things that have not happened, and yet they are happening as if you had a magic wand for which you dictated the pace of the goings on in Enugu State?
Well, thank you very much. By the way, good morning, Nigerians, viewers all over the world. If you followed this administration very well, you will realize that it is not difficult to tell or forecast what becomes or what will become the outcome of every policy enacted by the government. Here is a government that has said we are delivering on good governance in such a manner that our processes, our successes will be measurable per time. So you don't need to look far away for you to tell that if this government has been consistent in following their policies, people-oriented policies, you can tell where it will lead everyone to. So for me, it is not miraculous, neither is it supernatural, that someone looks into the documents issued by the government as their guiding policy for delivering good governance to the people of Enugu State, that in so and so period of time, this is where you will find us as a people, as a government. It's a government that is working based on its own fiscal policies. Nothing is accidental. Nothing is unplanned. Everything about government and governance in Enugu State is intentional, well-reasoned. Okay? So, it's not difficult to predict where we'll find ourselves in time.
All right, very, very apt. But let me, come back to the issue of budget, because that's the latest on ground.
I see.
You were on ground yesterday at the State Assembly to lend your support to the state and to the governor. And here we have budgets of renewed momentum. What's a word? budget of a renewed momentum. There's no stopping. We are propelling forward. Now we have a budget proposal of 1.62 trillion as against that of 2025 where we had 971 billion. What a mileage. What is your perception? Let me just talk about numbers now. What's your perception about these numbers? Some are saying that this is more imaginary than reality.
Well, all over the world, in every society, there are three classes of persons. Those who make things happen, those who watch things happen, and then naysayers. But I think we've come a long way in the government of His Excellency, Dr. Peter Mbilisimba, that when he tells you he will do a thing, he is not saying it for the fun of it, out of politics or to gain applaud from you ahead of time. He's saying it because he knows it's practicable and deliverable, although he does the extra things to get extra results for the people of Enugu State. We have moved from the budget of exponential growth 2025 budget, where the forecast, you just mentioned the figure now, about 365 days ago, at the same floor of the Enugu State House of Assembly, where he presented our 2025 budget, not many persons believed that it is attainable. The reason is this: it's unprecedented, actually, not just in Enugu State, but in Southeast. No state had been bold enough to come up to present to the world through their State House of Assembly a budget of such magnitude of figures. 365 days down the line, or thereabout, we have performed that budget up to 97%. So tangible that the blind can feel it. Naysayers now agree with it. When he came up and told us that Enugu A is coming on board, there was nothing like Enugu A before then. People left the hall, the floor of the house, asking question, Enugu A, even when Nigeria A is not existing, how can you bring Enugu? Are you an oil producing state? But my brother, the world can now see that within the first 6 months of the passage of that budget, Enugu A arrived at the scene, and we all witnessed the launching and the commissioning of Enugu A. We talked about bus terminal. In that budget, it sounded like a fairy tale, something that can only be possible in the Western world, or something that belongs to our beautiful history, the colonial days. Within the space of 6 months from then, over 100 CNG buses arrived the ground of Enugu State. Over 5 bus terminals now existing in Enugu State today, even yours faithful, travels with those buses. So, you see, I won't be surprised that there are doubters out there, but they should know that their right to doubt does not stop the capacity of this administration to deliver on the budget as proposed, because it has happened before. Nothing stops it from happening again. This year, budget of renewed momentum. That tells you that that exponential growth has been achieved foundationally, right? Foundationally. Now that we've achieved it foundationally, it is time to double the effort and fire from all cylinders. And these things are achievable. They are growing by our roadsides on daily basis. Don't you move around the streets of Enugu metropolis? Don't you travel out of Enugu to see dual carriageways growing as projected in that budget? Don't you move around to see that even in the face of global security challenges, Enugu State can still be classified as a haven for tourists, a haven for residents, and they have them for visitors, passers by, not minding the challenges here and there. You can see improved security outfits everywhere. So Enugu takes the lead. Others follow. Of course, it's not about competition. It's about looking inwards to know what you want to do for your people. And that is His Excellency Governor Peter Simba, who says, my policies and everything I do for our people they are going to be transparent, they are going to be traceable, they are going to be measurable. So we'll work with measurements, we'll work with records. These things are traceable, they are transparent. Nobody doubts them anymore today. So, renewed momentum is the slogan for the year, and we're doubling down. His Excellency is ready for the work.
All right. Barrister, when you speak, one can feel these words, not just hear them. But let's go into this very budget proper. We're looking at 1.29 trillion. And going into this very budget, we're seeing how the budget was allotted. We have about 51% of this budget, talking about 825 billion, first on the economic sector, focusing on infrastructure, agriculture, and industry. Then on the social sector, we'll have 644 billion. That's about 40% of this very budget, prioritizing education, taking about 32% of the total budget, healthcare 10%, welfare administration 128 billion, and without going further, we've seen that yesterday the governor was talking about the infrastructural projects. We saw 1,200 urban roads, we saw farm estates, and then we saw the Enugu airplane that you mentioned about, and then 15,000 miles housing units, to mention very few. But my question to you this morning, let me start with the issue of where the majority of this budget will be financed from. Talking about IGR, and kudos, congratulations, because you did mention that awards will follow the governor the last time you were here, and we saw that he was top on internally generated revenue. But again, Barrister, this budget, 1.29 trillion, will be financed majorly from internally generated revenue. And a lot of people are talking about Enugu State being overtaxed, being overburdened with tax. And whenever I speak to you, I talk about the people from Omololo community.
Thank you.
And of course, how are they this morning?
My people are very fine.
Yes. So we're asking, how do you think this budget, in terms of IGR transaction, will impact a farmer in Omololo, for example?
Very positively, and I will tell you why. That a greater percentage of our budget will rely on IGR simply tells you that we are pursuing an egalitarian society in Enugu State that will be self-reliant, a society, a state that will not be parasitic. A state whose economy will not be crippled by virtue of what happens across in the neighboring states or globally. A state that can qualify to be an economically independent state, existing for itself, solving its problems, championing its causes, advancing programs and projects for her people. A state that cares and caters for her people without necessarily being influenced by what happens outside the state. That is what Enugu State has become under the administration of His Excellency Governor Peter Simba. A state where the state is responsible and responsive to the people, and a state where correspondingly the people are civil, responsible, and also responsive to the state, where citizenship is practicalized, demonstrated, lived out as a lifestyle. A state where someone grows up to know that this environment intentionally took care of me. Therefore, I have to be responsible. A state where farm estates will be found in every community, including Umulolo ward, as long as the land is available, the state government is ready to drive in agroeconomy for the benefit of the people. You know why I'm picking it like this? Is for you to understand that this thing is ultimately beneficial to the people. His Excellency came into the office and said, we are not making any tax law to bring in what is not taxable in Enugu State into our taxation policy. No, what we are pursuing is to make sure that we block every leakages that have been going on. Either leakages arising from the people who ought to, or organizations or businesses who ought to pay their legitimate righteous tax, who have been evading it for them to comply.
Sorry. To pay legitimate, righteous tax.
Exactly. Exactly.
Excuse me, for the sake of our viewers, what do you mean by legitimate, righteous tax?
Legitimate righteous tax means fulfilling your obligation based on the constitution of the land. All right? And in fulfilling that, you don't partner with any criminal, with due respect, who pretends to be working for the state, an agent of the state, to divert the funds, misappropriate it, or defraud the state. That has been the experience in the past. Though some persons will compromise the process and money meant for the states is found in private pockets, so at the end of the day, the state government suffers, then the people also suffer. Because this developmental project that ordinarily have to come in return will no longer manifest for the people to benefit from, because the fund never got to the state in the first place. So what that means is that with the policy of His Excellency bringing in a more organized system of tax implementation in Enugu State, means that if Mr. A from Umololo pays his business tax, it gets to government's account without navigating fraudulent processes where it could be torpedoed before it arrives its destination. So in real time, government has access to that fund and then returns it to the people by way of development. Okay? So what belongs to the state comes to the state, and state now in good time does what it's supposed to do for her people. That's what it means. It does not mean that the people will be choked to death. No. It means that what used to leak from the process no longer leak. It gets directly to where it ought to go. And government now makes budgets, plans, and executes based on what they can see on ground.
Okay.
That is the implication of it.
Now we're still talking about implementation. Let's go to infrastructure and the area that the bulk of this 1-point-something trillion is being focused on. And we are looking at, for example, the transport system. Your government, you just brought the bus rapid terminal into Enugu State. You brought new buses, and then you're talking about deploying 2,000 sedan taxis into the state. Will I not be right to argue that this is overflogging the issue? But I do not think that with the buzz we are seeing in Enugu, we need to invest into taxis in Enugu State, which I'm particular about the, our suburbs, not the city. For example, my village in the Halmona, would they be able to take advantage of these buses, for example? Then, if we go forward into the budget as well, we are talking about paving urban roads, about 1,200 urban roads. Beyond that, you've mentioned the Enugu Air. I'm on infrastructure and transport. Then we're talking about 1,200 urban roads as well. Then we are looking at adding additional 14 aircrafts to the ones that you have on ground. And I ask again, Barrister, is this not just elitist? Rather than for the people that need it most in the hinterland, like my village, like in Umunon, like in Nkano, like in the inner city of Amugo, in Udi.
My brother, you see, it is because of the people of your village and my village, their interest, that the state government is advancing further from CNG buses that limits at the terminal to sedan vehicles you're talking about, so that if you want to go to your village, there is no bus terminal in your village, and there shouldn't be bus terminal in every communities and in every village.
Yeah.
But these other buses you're talking about, the sedan vehicles you're talking about, can get to the remotest of village per time. What that means is that any tourist coming to Enugu State, either a business tourist, a religious tourist, or an education tourist, can touch the ground of every community he so wishes to, in an organized way, and in such a manner that he is sure that the state is aware of his arrival, his destination, his security, his comfort. And he goes back home talking about good governance in Enugu State. How dare you say this thing is elitist? How can it be elitist in an environment where the state government makes her policies focusing on every electoral ward in clear balance, focusing on every village? Every policy made by the state government is village, community focused, fixated, based. What that means is that the entirety of Enugu State is now an elitist society, because government wakes up to think about the remotest of villages. You know, the thing is this: in Enugu State today, like His Excellency said, a good leader is not just a leader who takes the people to where they want to be. Is that leader who takes the people to where they ought to be. He is taking Enugu State to where Enugu State ought to be, not excluding any community, not excluding any village. By the time the budget of renewed momentum is fully executed and implemented, you will find out that the child of Enugu State, that woman of Enugu State, who used to be a subsistence farmer in your village at the Harmona, and who used to be a trader in my village at Umulolo, can connect the world at a flip of hand because the facilities are there. I'll give you an example. I've had occasions within this last 3 months in Enugu State where I will have something to do with international bodies in Abuja on behalf of my local government. I schedule a meeting with them and I attend the meeting in Abuja in the morning. I return back to my office and still continue with my work till I close for the day. What made it possible? It became possible because Enugu A now exists, and we now have flights in and out of Enugu almost at every 2 hours of the day. Was this thing possible before now? The answer is emphatically no. Today now is possible that my brothers who work for the state government live in my village and they move in the morning, go to bus terminal, come to work in Enugu, and then get back to the village in the evening. You just saw me walking with one of my team members, Isaac now. He has gone to work. That would not have been possible if we did not have CNG buses certainly getting to destination at the projected time. By God's grace, Enugu State is now marching with the experience we have in Western world.
Okay.
When I went to United Kingdom, it was possible to travel from Coventry down to Birmingham based on measurable projection that this is the bus time and bus hour. This is what Enugu State is now bringing the people into, where you experience proven and defensible developments and movements. Enugu State is not thinking like other states with due respect. Enugu State is thinking globally. That is why you can now find in my own Mololo ward smart green schools.
Okay.
So that the child of my village will be so privileged beyond what I had growing up, that he understands the world. All those primitive experiences we used to have before, this government is phasing them away. No longer disadvantaged because of your location or how far your place is from the center. No. This government is bringing the whole world to communities. That's precisely what it means. They sound incredible, but they are achievable to the mind of that visionary leader, His Excellency, Governor Peter Bisimba, who has seen it all. My wife just came back from Doha in Qatar from an education conference. And she tells me, environment where everywhere is organized. I went to the airport to pick her with my vehicle and said, you know, I wouldn't like to enter this vehicle. I said, why? He said, the vehicle is dirty compared to what I enjoyed. I said, my official vehicle is dirty. He said, yes, in that environment, everything is organized. Everything is well planned for by the states for her people. But she's telling me the story of what I've also experienced in the United Kingdom. So, what makes you think that the people of Enugu State are subhuman beings, that they cannot have that first-class experience that the citizens and natives of other developed countries are naturally having access to today in Enugu State? This budget will place us in that heightened place of pride, that when you mention you're coming from Enugu State, what you now hear is that you're coming from a civilized state.
Yeah.
That is what it means. We take the lead. Others are following. When I visited you in October, I told you that His Excellency Governor Peter Bisimba is putting into Enugu State within the space of 1 year what 3 other states put together cannot bring to their people.
I was going to ask you how people were able to achieve all this in a short period, given the last time you were here and now. But before I go into that, I still want to digest and dissect these issues. You know, we were talking about the airline. Yes, this argument that these airlines, people are talking about adding the fleet to get to 20. How do we recoup this money?
My brother, if you listen to His Excellency yesterday, he has already answered the question. The answer finds itself in his budget speech after the presentation. He said, our budget has gone this high because we are now beginning to reap from the investments we made with the previous budgets executed in Enugu State. And he gave a practical example. He said, today, our CNG buses, money accrued from it, gains, profits. These things are channeled properly. Now, we've started Enugu A. They've started yielding. They've started yielding. The other moribund industries that have been revived in Enugu State, gradually, he has spent the past 2 years investing, attracting investors into Enugu State. And you think these things, they don't have positive consequences for the people. So, part of the reason why next year's budget has gone high, that we have measurable expectations from the previous investment. Mind you, this is a government that is prudent, very prudent, not extravagant. A government that knows that you reap where you have sown. Yes. So, if by the time the fiscal policy of 2026 and beyond is fully implemented, you will just find out that, these things were arithmetically worked out. All right? So, don't be afraid. The driver of the economy of Enugu State is a trained lawyer, is a successful businessman. He has been tested and proven in the realms of governance. And that's why I said that he remains the modern wonder in the affairs of governance.
Modern wonder in the affairs of governance. All right, on that note, let's listen to the governor.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished members, let me present the overall picture of our 2025 spending in clear terms. So far, we have spent 806 billion. This means we have utilized 97.5% of all the money that came into the state and achieved 83% of the total budget implementation against a revised budget of 971 billion. Mr. Speaker, moving forward into the 2026-2028 budget, next year we will acquire an additional 14 aircraft. Distinguished members, let me present the overall picture of our 2025 spending in clear terms. So far, we have spent 806 billion. This means we have utilized 97.5% of all the money that came into the state and achieved 83% of the total budget implementation against a revised budget of 971 billion. Mr. Speaker, moving forward into the 2026-2028 budget, next year we will acquire an additional 14 aircraft.
Excellency Barrister Peter Ndubisimba on the budget of Enugu State, the budget of the moment that we are talking about.
Budget of renewed
momentum.
Okay.
Momentum that is not being fed any other place but in Enugu State. We are overtaking the likes of Lagos that are known for this homogeneous amount in budgets, and is happening in Enugu State. But Chairman, I want to, before I go to other issues, when I see you, I tend not to throw your scripts. I want to move away from this budget a bit before we continue. How are your government, how is the governor able to do it? Because recently, talking about security, for instance, we saw presentation of drones, such that we've not seen in this country. And Enugu State, the first to unveil such surveillance drones in the country. How are you doing it? And here you are still giving us a very big budget for the budget of renewed momentum. How are you doing this? Do you get other revenue beyond what other states share from?
Enugu State, being part of the states in Nigeria, 36 states plus FCT, is part of FAC. What Enugu State gets is what is due to it. And of course, if you categorize it, or if you want the categories, you find out that Enugu not being fully categorized as an oil producing state is not even among the first 15 larger beneficiary of the monthly allocation.
Okay.
The records are there for you to see. The magic there is not in what the state gets from the federal government. That does not mean that federal government does not give Enugu State what is due to her. But the magic there lies in the prudence, in the prudent management of the resources available for the people of Enugu State. You see, it is one thing to have access to funds and finance. Then it's another thing, because it's always scarce, it's hardly enough. But it's another thing to scale your preferences, prioritize your projects, and know that which profits the people more, that which addresses the people more. And then when we're talking about addressing the needs of the people, of course, as a dispensation, as a generation, you don't have to be egocentric. You don't have to be selfish. You don't have to be self-centered. You must think about yourself as a dispensation. You must think about the generation past as retirees. Then you must, more importantly, think about the generation next, projecting into the future. And that explains why you see larger parts of this 2025 and 2026 multi-year budget, the budget of exponential growth and the budget of renewed momentum, being addressing more capital projects, not recurrent. Capital projects, these are things that addresses the needs of not just the moment, but the needs of tomorrow. Thinking for the unborn child of Enugu State, how they will best effectively live in this global community, and then compete very well, if not exceed the experience, positive experiences of their peers from across the other part of the globe. So the magic is in the prudence management of the available resources, targeting priorities, neglecting frivolities, accounting for every official minute you have in Enugu State. As I'm here now, Chairman Igbezesa local government area, I don't spend a minute of my time in what will not bring progress and profits for the people of Igbezesa local government, and by extension for the people of Enugu State. If you're a manager of time, men, and materials, there is no doubt that you will produce results, exponential results that will exceed expectations of many. So there lies the magic. Thank you.
Thank you for ushering me to Igbezesa.
You're welcome from my local government.
So let's get into it. How will the local government, be able to translate the 51% economic sector allocation of the budget into tangible projects like the farm estates in your word? Talking about the 825 billion statewide focus. So how are you going to leverage on this to take advantage of the farm estates that's been mentioned in the budget?
It is going to exist and materialize in 16 farm estates.
16 farm estates.
16 farm
that's for your
for Igbezesa local government area.
Okay.
Out of 102 farm estates that would materialize in Enugu North Senatorial District, out of 260 farm estates that would exist in Enugu State as a state. This budget is going to also materialize in rural roads creation and asphalting. Mind you, that His Excellency, when he presented his manifesto to the world in that World Press Conference held at Go University, he said, my dream is to make sure that at least 10 kilometers of road per ward Mark his word. 10 kilometers of road. Per word means per a village, every village. Transcending the urban or the state capital. Of course, all of us are gradually urbanizing because of the projects flying into our various communities. All right. So this is how you will see this budget, the capital budget, materializing. They are going to also exist in not just the smart green schools, but we're also talking about technical colleges, which is part of the budget. So they are going to exist in additional bus terminals. They are going to exist in the procurement of security gadgets that will now protect larger communities than we had before. This budget will not float in the air of Enugu East, Enugu South, and Enugu North local governments. Yeah. No, there were cascades to every community in Enugu State.
All right. Barrister, let's get to your territory. You're someone that's been reputed for empowering youths. You've in the past sponsored and refunded students for JAM, over 500 candidates. We'll talk about master degree scholarships. We'll talk about vocational training. And I want to ask, in this budget, 32% of it, which equates to about 518 billion naira out of this 1-point-something trillion budget. And I want to ask, how is your local government, especially my people now, they're no longer just your people, my people at Umulolo, how are they going to benefit and take advantage of this in area of primary schools and teacher welfare amid just the 65% overall budget surge?
That budget also captures gratuities for retirees.
Yes.
Don't forget about that.
Yes.
And that's why I said the budget has addressed the needs of the past, the needs of the moment, and then the needs of the future.
Okay.
So when we say tomorrow is here, understand that it's all inclusive. All right? Okay. Now, this budget, by the way, the person who worked in with me is one of the, first class graduates from Igbezesa local government.
Okay.
I mean Bright, who was also benefiting from scholarship masters. All right? So, you see, what we are talking about is the budget of the state government. You've not asked me about the budget of Igbezesa, even though we are yet to pass it. But whenever Lion Building issues a policy, the beneficiaries are found in our communities, not just in Emene Junction, Abapa Junction, Edinburgh, where you are. The beneficiaries are picked from Umulolo. Yeah. They are picked from Ehanda Group. They are picked from Udi, everywhere. It's for the people, all right? So when we now say that government is putting up technical colleges across the zones, who are going to be the pupils and the students of these technical colleges? If it exists in Udi, it is about the people in Udi local government area and her environments. If it exists in Igbezesa local government area, it's about the people in the 16 electoral wards of Igbezesa local government area. I just told you that today now, in my own ward, Umulolo ward, Smart Green School is functional. Wow. And all of those facilities, which is part of the attributes of a smart educational environment, my people firsthand are experiencing it. A child of nobody can now walk into a world-class educational environment and free of payment from the parents who ordinarily cannot pay, have access to education that only millions of naira can access for by the people who are living in cities like Lagos. You talked about Enugu State working very fast to now measure with Lagos State and the rest of them. That's actually the target and the dream. His Excellency said, I want Enugu State to belong to the first 3 best states in Nigeria in terms of economy, in terms of tourism, in terms of education, in terms of good governance. So that is where the dream is driving us to. All right?
Yeah.
So the people of Igbeze South are part of the beneficiaries of this capital project.
Okay.
Right. Now let's look at in the area of we're still talking about infrastructure and then now you've talked about education, which I know is very dear to you. But I'm asking, you're the deputy chairman at GON in Enugu State. You are equally, you remember the last time you were here, you said, you made that famous statement that resonated in Enugu State after you left and went back to Igwe South, that wherever the governor goes, you go. And now I want to ask, how, as the chairman, I know you've not presented your budget, how are you going to leverage on this budget to get, not just pass your own, but draw most from this budget for the benefit of people of Igwe South local government? We're talking about farm estates, we are talking about the schools that you've talked about, we're looking at road networks, we're looking at sedan buses. Yes, there will be a new construction of a bus terminal around your area in Ubolo. Yes, one is coming up in Ubi. But I want to ask, Barrister, how are you going to make this very budget more impactful for people in your local government?
How I'm going to make it more impactful for people in my local government is recognizing the fact that we have been discussing about the state government budget, okay? And by the special grace of God, next week, I will also present my budget to the Legislative House. Now, we must seek for those excellent synergies between the local government and the state government, synergies that will be largely beneficial to the people of Igwe South local government area. Yes, it's a third tier of government, but we are part of the second tier of government in Enugu State. So we will have to align our policies. We have to bring up policies, programs that complement what the state government is doing, programs that will amplify what the state government is doing for the ultimate benefit to the consumers who are my people in Igwe South local government area. We must look at those creative means of making sure that we leverage on what the state government has offered through her 2026 fiscal policy, so that we can now reflect it down to Igwe South local government area, where the people will gain from it. How will this thing work? I will tell you. In Enugu State government, His Excellency has generously made a policy of, if you have a project that is people-oriented and is beyond your budgetary capacity, you can partner with the state government where you bring up 40% of what it takes to execute the project. State government will complement you with 60%. Have you seen how it will profit the people of Igwe South local government area? Yeah. So, as a government under Enugu State territory, it behoves on me as the chairman of Igwe South local government area to carefully study, like a diligent student, the budget of His Excellency Governor Peter Mbensimba, and then come up with mine that aligns and complements and amplifies it to the benefit of the masses, I mean the grassroots, the ordinary person in Nkwo-Ibagwa, the ordinary person in Oribweze Market, the ordinary person in Ovoko community where I come from, the ordinary person in Unadu that borders Kogi State. We must find a way to make sure that our own policy is attractive to state government programs. That's the only way we can maximize the benefits inherent in these state government budgets. That's the only way we can leverage on it. I'll give you an example again. When we talk about smart green schools, that is now found in every community in Igwe South local government area. It is my duty to complement the efforts of the state government with adequate securities for these expensive multi-billion facilities that have been brought down to my environment. When that is done, who benefits from it? My people, the child of nobody, who eventually become somebody tomorrow because of those facilities produced for them. When the state government is doing all these things, I now have to look at my various communities where they lack some basic amenities and then make sure sufficiently as much as we can within the limit of the resources we have, provide them in terms of pipe-borne water, in terms of access, goods roads. Where we cannot pave, we grade. Where there is none, we create new ones to interconnect the communities, to become more attractive to visitors, tourists, and foreigners who come in to invest in our environment, who come in to trade with our farmers, who will now transit from subsistency to commercial farmers because of the farm estates coming alive. All right? So these are the things we have to do to make sure that we channel the full benefit of the state government policies down to the grassroots.
All right. On that note, we'll go on a short break, and when we return, we will delve into other issues.
Hooray! It's Christmas. The king is born. Hey children, it's time to laugh, to dance and have some fun. Put on your dancing shoes and bring your friends along. Come on, it's the Aneke TV Children's Christmas Party 2025. Let's go! We got dancing, spelling bees, sack race, jumping 1, 2, 3, lots of games and surprises too. All we are waiting for is you. And venue is Aneke TV, number 30, Edinburgh Street, Ogwini Layout, Enugu. Date, Sunday, 14 December 2025. Time is 12 o'clock. Come take your seat. Don't be late. We can't wait to celebrate. Sponsored by Indomie. Yummy treats. Colgate, our smile so sweet. Kellogg's, bring the crunchy cheers. Malta Guinness, energy all year. Powered by Nigerian Breweries. And this is the best party guaranteed. Come one, come all. It's Christmas cheers. Be there. Be happy. The fun, it's here.
For staying with us, and if you're just joining us on the Sunrise, we've been discussing with the executive chairman of Iweze South local government area, a man who left royalty to serve the people of his area. We're talking about Barrister Ugo Ferdinand Ukweze. Barrister, we've been doing justice to the budget, and I know that you are an asset to the governor. I have encountered very few men who speak so eloquently about the ideas, the policies of Governor Barrister Peter Bisimba, like you do. However, let us veer off a bit from the budget. You've explained the budget quite well. Let me go back to the last time you were here. I would have loved to play that clip, but pardon me. Talking about politics now. You are one of the very few people that said when people never imagined that a day would come, Enugu State would move away from the PDP to APC. But you said at that time that wherever the governor goes, you go. And today, we are aware, we feel it and we know it. The governor is no longer in the PDP. You are in APC. Would you say that that decision was a very good one and is worth it? And how has life been being an APC member in Enugu State?
You see, the decision to move into APC was taken, and of course could only be taken by a leader who is visionary, a leader who is foresighted, by a leader, I mean a political leader, who thinks more for his people in terms of short-term, mid-term, and long-term benefits. All right?
Yeah.
It was not a convenient decision. It's not born out of convenience. It's born out of the desperate need to position your people for better gains in the politics of Nigeria. It is politics that brings in government. It is now the government that serves the people, delivering dividends to the people. So, if you look away from politics, then you have not planned to govern your people very well. And of course, there comes a time in the affairs of a people where the king of that environment will have to keep vigil at night and meditate so deeply, thinking about how best to navigate their people from obscurity to limelight, how best to place his territory in a better part of the map of a geography. That is precisely what His Excellency has done in Enugu State. Historically, breaking a jinx. Not just for the fun of it, but because of its utility, because of what it promises, because of the gains inherent in such decision. I've told you before, quoting His Excellency, that a good leader is not just that leader who takes the people to where they want to be, but who leads the people to where they ought to be. Pay time. Moving into APC characterizes His Excellency as that philosopher king. That philosopher king is the king who is intentional about the future of his people. Are you not in Enugu State? Are you not in Nigeria today? Come to think of it, do we really have a political party properly called, firm and standard as PDP today? It exists in the past. It is not part of the experience today. He saw chaos coming. He saw tragedy coming. He saw anarchy setting into PDP. And like that leader, messianic leader, who led the people of Israel out of Egypt into the promised land, not minding the harshness of weather, the oddities of the environment, but he was so fascinated by the future it promises, he moved his people down to a better environment. That is precisely what His Excellency has done, taking Enugu State away from PDP into APC. What that has done, practically speaking, is that at the table of national decision, His Excellency Governor Peter Ndubisi, representing not just Enugu State as a people, but speaking from the womb of Southeast as a region, is found in that table, deciding the future of the people, bringing to the people what ought to be their benefits. You know, it is difficult for a river to drown a man whose feet is not found at the foot of the river. You also cannot shave someone in his absence. So, the Southeast as a place is now fully represented in the Nigerian equation. Come to think of it, within the space of 1 month of joining APC, His Excellency today is leading a special security committee set up by His Excellency, the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria. It would not have been possible because the President would not have come this close to His Excellency to know that he has the intellectual capacity to bring solution to the challenges of security that Nigeria of all tribes and tongues are facing. Yeah. He was given a marching order to produce the first report within the space of 30 days. And trust His Excellency, that report is coming on. It's a marriage that would be mutually beneficial to not just the federal government, but the states of Enugu as a people. So we are better for it. Joining APC means that His Excellency will not allow the fate of Enugu to be discussed in his absence, because he qualifies, he desires, and he deserves to be at that table where decisions are taken.
Well said. But if I may, a lot of your, I wouldn't use the word detractors now, but your opponents, some of the people you left behind in the PDP and in other parties have said that that movement is a very costly one, that it may be difficult for your governor, for our governor, for all of you in APC in the state to win the next election come 2027.
Make
PDP,
no mistake about it, nobody was left in PDP. His Excellency moved, and he moved with the will of the people into APC. Today, like I said the other day I came, that the primus or the most important political party we have in Enugu State is Governor Peter Ndubisi. Wherever he is, the people will naturally go there. He is like that honey that attracts ants, because of his credible service delivery to the people of Enugu State. A political party is a vehicle to governance. Once it arrives to governance, the people benefit. So, whichever vehicle that takes the people to where they ought to benefit, the people will join. And who is the driver of that vehicle? His Excellency Governor Peter Ndubisi. If anybody is complaining, mind you, even during the time of Jesus Christ on earth, there were still some native brothers who, not out of objectivity or sincerity, but out of envy and jealousy, still stood up to criticize him. Even when he healed their brothers, born blind and crippled, they still had one or two things to say, even though he did that. So, do not expect that naysayers will continue to clap hands for His Excellency. Those criticisms are born out of envy, they are born out of jealousy, they are not born out of objectivity, and they are not speaking the mind of the generality of the people. The verdict will be there to be passed by the people of Enugu State, not a few beer parlor gossipers.
Okay. That's very harsh though.
I'm sorry,
That's very harsh.
I withdraw the statement, but the verdict of whether the choice of His Excellency navigating us from obscurity to limelight will be passed eventually by the ultimate beneficiaries, which is the people of Enugu State.
All right.
Not the few dissenting voices.
Okay. For want of time, I know there are a lot of things to discuss, and whenever I'm with you, I never want to let you go. I'm getting signals. But before I let you go, I have two issues. I want to ask, I'm going back to Ibeze South. I'm going back to Umulolo. And I want to ask, how have you been able to do it in terms of security? How have you ensured the peace that we witness? There are no insecurity issues filtering from Ibeze South. Nkwebawa is peaceful. People in Umulolo are peaceful. Everywhere seems to be more calm than when or before you came. How have you been able to achieve that? Given the myriad of security challenges Nigeria is facing and the proximity from your area to Kogi State and Benue State, and yet people go to bed with their eyes closed.
The peace we enjoy today is a direct proceed of the joint combined efforts of so many factors. Capitally, state government, His Excellency Governor Peter Ndubisi, who has so abundantly made available for us in Enugu State security facilities, access to security facilities that whenever we call for reinforcement, they are there at our beck and call. Okay. But I also give the credit to the stakeholders in Ibeze South local government. My people in Ibeze South local government area are a people who have designed for themselves a harmonious environment, and everybody is playing their contributory roles, making sure that we don't have security crisis in our environment. Not that there are no attempts, but it is one thing to attempt, it's another thing to go scot-free.
It's true.
One thing to attempt, another thing to succeed, or to go scot-free. So Igbeze South local government area, by the special grace of God and dint of combined efforts of the state government and security stakeholders and our people, we are intentional about securing our environment. We are intentional about it. There is no politics about it. And criminals know that there is no room for violent crimes in our territory. We have consigned that to our history. We don't want to experience it any longer. And we are very intentional. We are vigilant with our security policies.
Okay.
All right. And finally, before I let you go, is ringing Christmas. What is the plan for our people in Umulolo and the whole of the local government in general?
Thank you very much. It's ringing Christmas. This Christmas is coming to us, bringing a mixed feeling. A mixed feeling because we, in Igbeze South, lost one of our illustrious sons. I mean, the senator representing Enugu North Senatorial District. For the past few weeks now, Enugu State has been mourning. His Excellency Governor Peter Novisimba has expressed his condolence to the family of Senator Keza and then the people of Enugu North Senatorial District, and in particular the people of Igbeze South local government area. So you can see why our emotion comes with mixture of that kind. But that notwithstanding, Christmas season will still be celebrated in such a way that relatives will meet themselves again, and then friends from diaspora who will be visiting home will meet their native brothers and former allies, their schoolmates and the rest of them. So on the part of us as a government, we will continue to create and insist on sustaining conducive environments where people can come and enjoy our nativities, enjoy our environment, enjoy our culture as we reflect on the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ, who is primarily the reason for the season called Christmas.
All right. Yes, now that we're talking about it, our condolences to you and to the people of Igbeze South on the death of our dear senator, and if you've been with us, you will know that we've been speaking to the erudite chairman himself. We've been talking to the executive chairman of Igbeze South local government area in Enugu State, Barrister Ugo Ferdinand. He is an award-winning chairman, the best performing chairman for the year 2025 by Roots Watch magazine, and he's the deputy chairman of Argon.
I'm going to invite you for our program coming up on the 18th of December, that's this month. We are unleashing our youths, the youths of Enugu North Senatorial District, to training on artificial intelligence in joint effort with UNESCO and University of Nigeria. We'll still come for official advert from you, but just understand that you're part of that program. It's a way of saying to our young ones, good morning to a generation that is AI focused.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Speaking about the chairman, you've heard from him, he is known as the man with the progress agenda. So he's not far-fetched, and he is equally the deputy chairman of the Association of Local Government Chairmen in Enugu State Chapter, Argon, and I've mentioned it, he keeps getting honored and recognition. He's been honored by the Methodist Church of Nigeria, Enugu Diocese, with an award of recognition for his services in May 2025, and the executive chairman. Barrister Gofenan. It's always a pleasure to have you in our studio and on Sunrise. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
In an in-depth analysis. I know that the governor, when he listens to this, he will be very proud. You're one of the people who carry his matters on your shoulders. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much
for your services to our people.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And to you, our wonderful viewers, thank you for staying with us on the Sunrise. We did promise you that today's edition is a very special one, and we will equally, some other time, like he has said, invite him to join us on the Sunrise. I'm still your host, Uche Osai.
Yeah, thank you very much for staying with us today, and I'm Deborah Wakba.
Hooray! It's Christmas. The King is born. Hey children, it's time to laugh, to dance and have some fun. Put on your dancing shoes and bring your friends along. Come on, it's the Aneke TV Children's Christmas Party 2025. Let's go! We got dancing, spelling bees, sack race, jumping 1, 2, 3, lots of games and surprises too. All we are waiting for is you. And venue is Aneke TV, number 30, Edinburgh Street, Ogwini Layout, Enugu. Date, Sunday, 14 December 2025. Time is 12 o'clock. Come take your seat. Don't be late. We can't wait to celebrate. Sponsored by Indomie. Yummy treats. Colgate, our smile so sweet. Kellogg's, bring the crunchy cheers. Malta Guinness, energy all year. Powered by Nigerian Breweries. And this is the best party guaranteed. Come one, come all. It's Christmas cheers. Be there. Be happy. The fun, it's here.
There are two types of kola nut produced in Nigeria: kola nitida, otherwise called goro, and widely eaten in northern part of Nigeria. Kola acuminata, also referred to as Igbo kola, is of local origin and occupies an important position in social, religious, and sacred ceremonies in Igbo society. It is seen as a vital and sacred fruit in Igbo land and serves as the major instrument of prayers connecting the ancestors. It cements discussions and also the fundamental bedrock of philosophy and proverbs. It is a symbol of welcome, unity, and peace. If kola nut contains one cotyledon, it is regarded as dump kola nut and thrown away. Kola nut with 4 cotyledons represents the 4 Igbo market days: Eke, Orie, Afo, and Nkwo. If kola nut contains more than 6 cotyledons, it signifies blessings and wealth, and it is celebrated. There is also another type of Igbo kola nut called Ojugo, which is referred to as the king of Igbo kola. The reproductive organ of the kola nut is referred to as the tongue, and it is removed after prayers and thrown to the spirit of the ancestors.
can also my beach and your mother. Yeah, now you had the kitchen, each other. Now, if you had the lying mouth, the buyer, when he was on the chair, difficult idea, huh?
Hooray! It's Christmas. The King is born. Hey children, it's time to laugh, to dance and have some fun. Put on your dancing shoes and bring your friends along. Come on, it's the Aneke TV Children's Christmas Party 2025. Let's go! We got dancing, spelling bees, sack race, jumping 1, 2, 3, lots of games and surprises too. All we are waiting for is you. And venue is Aneke TV, number 30, Edinburgh Street, Ogwini Layout, Enugu. Date, Sunday, 14 December 2025. Time is 12 o'clock. Come take your seat. Don't be late. We can't wait to celebrate. Sponsored by Indomie. Yummy treats. Colgate, our smile so sweet. Kellogg's, bring the crunchy cheers. Malta Guinness, energy all year, powered by Nigerian Breweries, and this is the best party guaranteed. Come one, come all. It's Christmas cheers. Be there, be happy. The fun, it's here. Hooray! It's Christmas. The King is born. Hey children, it's time to laugh, to dance and have some fun. Put on your dancing shoes and bring your friends along. Come on, it's the Aneke TV Children's Christmas Party 2025. Let's go! We got dancing, spelling bees, sack race, jumping 1, 2, 3, lots of games and surprises too. All we are waiting for is you. And venue is Aneke TV, number 30, Edinburgh Street, Ogwini Layout, Enugu. Date, Sunday, 14 December 2025. Time is 12 o'clock. Come take your seat. Don't be late. We can't wait to celebrate. Sponsored by Indomie. Yummy treats. Colgate, our smile so sweet. Kellogg's, bring the crunchy cheers. Malta Guinness, energy all year, powered by Nigerian Breweries, and this is the best party guaranteed. Come one, come all. It's Christmas cheers. Be there, be happy. The fun, it's here.
Ogene is a metal bell, historically made by the Igbo people and considered as one of the most important metal instruments in Igbo traditional music. When struck with a wooden stick, it produces a sharp resonant tone. It is a symbol of Igbo identity and heritage, passed down through generations. Ogene acts as a rhythmic instrument, a melodic device, a means of communication, and also used in divination and spiritual rituals. It provides the rhythmic backbone, often setting the tempo and pace for other instruments and dancers. Ogene comes in different shapes and sizes. The single bell ogene, the double-belled ogene, ogene mkpenabo, with each producing different sounds. The triple-shaped ogene, ogene mkpe ato, each also producing different sounds. In an ogene cultural dance group, the vocal style is often distinguished by its main vocalist, with multiple singers singing in harmony with each.
The Insight with Uche Osai.
Having the political will to confront whatever is the challenges.
Igbo man wrestles with
the tortoise that had a lot of ingenuity, a lot of ideas, and the tireless.
It will take the broad mind of government in power to say, let there be electoral reform, no matter whose ox is God.
I was there. We did everything. All of us came and supported him with our last blood.
In-depth analysis, expert views, real voices, uncover the stories shaping Nigeria today. Deep dive, honest, unfiltered, only on The Insight with Uche Osai on Aneke TV. Join us.
Hooray! It's Christmas. The King is born. Hey children, it's time to laugh, to dance and have some fun. Put on your dancing shoes and bring your friends along. Come on, it's the Aneke TV Children's Christmas Party 2025. Let's go! We got dancing, spelling bees, sack race, jumping 1, 2, 3, lots of games and surprises too. All we are waiting for is you. And venue is Aneke TV, number 30, Edinburgh Street, Ogwini Layout, Enugu. Date, Sunday, 14 December 2025. Time is 12 o'clock. Come take your seat. Don't be late. We can't wait to celebrate. Sponsored by Indomie. Yummy treats. Colgate, our smile so sweet. Kellogg's, bring the crunchy cheers. Malta Guinness, energy all year. Powered by Nigerian Breweries. And this is the best party guaranteed. Come one, come all. It's Christmas cheers. Be there. Be happy. The fun, it's here.
Oja is a traditional Igbo wind wooden music instrument, often referred to as a talking flute, because of its ability to mimic speech patterns and convey messages. There are various types of Oja, differentiated by their pitch and functions. Oja Maun, Oja Okolobia, Oja Igede, and Oja Ukwe, the singing flute. Each holds a specific cultural significance. The Oja typically has 4 holes, 2 on opposite sides for the fingers, a mouthpiece that leads to the hollow inner chamber, and a terminal hole, similar in size to the finger hole. Oja is one of the prominent indigenous music instruments of the Igbo people. It is considered a spiritual instrument capable of captivating listeners and even influencing their actions. It has keys just like the keyboard, produces lyrical melodies,
Good morning and thank you for joining us today on The Insight. Today, on the insight, we'll look at Nigeria. He's the headline again, branded a country of particular concern by the US. What does this bold move mean for diplomacy, security, and aid? Stay tuned as we unpack the high stakes behind the tense US-Nigeria relations. And today we are looking at country of particular concern designation, implications for US-Nigeria relations. And with us to unpack and unravel these whole issues is also Barrister Ofokansi, a legal practitioner, human rights activist, and a proud farmer. Also,
yes,
it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me once more this morning.
All right, sir.
I'm here.
Yes, you're welcome. Today is US-Nigeria.
Yes.
Now, also, I want to ask, for the sake of our audience, what does it mean to be designated a country of particular concern?
Well, you see, some people call America, ironically, the policeman of the world. Yes, but then again, they need to express that their might, you know, in very positive ways. And that was what led to the, I think it was in the Third Amendment, that they now try to protect freedom of religion worldwide, you know, showing that any country that doesn't allow freedom of worship, that country has something up their sleeves, and nobody should die for his faith. So they now say that if there is any country that have ample evidence that people are being murdered for their belief, for their faith, that country should be designated as a country of particular interest, and that the Second Amendment allows them to impose severe sanctions and even talk with other allied nations to impose same sanction. So then now the issue of Nigeria became headline news in 2012 when President Goodluck Jonathan, after the abduction of the Chibok girls, Obie Ekwesili, I think it was Obie Ekwesili, and the rest of them, they now take the Bring Back Our Girls slogan. This present president today has to tweet, I think that was also in 2012, that Jonathan is not only clueless, but cannot protect lives and properties of Nigerians, which is the primary aim of any government. Because ordinarily, he cannot sit by and Christians are being slaughtered in their thousands in northern Nigeria. I'm talking about the man who is today the president. I think that time I was a senator there or something like that. Now, the table turned. Jonathan lost the election in 2015, principally because of this, because the Chibok girls was a very big stain. And even media houses, national televisions, I recall that Anagolo of Arise News was echoing this cluelessness of Jonathan, especially because of the outcry that followed the arrest and abduction of the Chibok girls, many of who have not returned till today. Now, that having been taken, Buhari won the election in 2015. And the table changed from PDP to APC. Now, rather than the massacre of human beings, whether Christians, whether Muslims, to abate, the intensity increased. Not that the intensity increased, the government now began to, romance with them. Because I put it there that way, because I recall, it was said, the same Gumi, who said that anybody who will come out to say that it's going to kill people who belong to Boko Haram, that they should not vote for the person. Because this Boko Haram, I am brothers. Gumi I'm talking about.
Okay.
It was the same Pantami, who was then minister for, I think, internal affairs or there, something like that. Yes, Pantami under Buhari, who also said that both the Boko Haram people are better Muslims than some of them. So you find out that there were a lot of sponsors of Boko Haram who were even in government of Jonathan, which Jonathan even said that his problem is that we discussed at
National Security Meeting, National Council of State, Executive Meeting of the Ministers. At the end of the day, whatever they discuss, they relate to the Boko Haram sect, which means Boko Haram in his cabinet. Jonathan lamented that.
Okay.
So people were calling him clueless. Now, when he appointed Ejirika as Chief of Army Staff, Chief Ejirika pushed on head-on with the extermination of this Boko Haram sect. He actually dealt with them. The same Rufai, who later became the governor of Kaduna State, said that what the Ejirika is doing is trying to square up the number of young boys who were killed during the Igbo Nigerian Civil War. He wants to match up the same quantity in the north. That is why the people he's killing are not Boko Haram. And that also made, at the end of the day, when they removed the Ejirika, the thing now continued again. Amadou Sharif, who was then governor of Borno State, was not only romancing with Boko Haram, but he actually was partners in crime with them. Meaning that when he got to Cameroon, he was arrested in Cameroon. I'm talking of the former governor of Borno State.
There were evidence to this?
No, Google it. He was arrested in Cameroon.
Okay.
Nigerian government now showed interest and pleaded with the Cameroonian government to release the man. So he was released. And that was because of his involvement with Boko Haram. You are correct, the vice president. Videos that went viral when he was campaigning show him, adjusting, petting and adjusting the cap of these boys in the forest, this Boko Haramic sect. And people now told him, you belong to this sect. He didn't even deny, he didn't accept. It has ever remained an albatross on him. Now, because of all this, America now saw Nigeria was giving lip service. Good to us. When Trump came first, he saw the thing earlier than even some of us. And Laban Nigeria, calling our particular concern, CPC. Joe Biden came, removed Nigeria from there, and said that whoever is being killed in Nigeria, it is farmers' headers clash, and it's because of climate change that there is certification in the north, and people are drifting down south to come and feed their cattle. So that is why they are having some clashes with it. They remove Nigeria. When Trump came back, he relisted Nigeria again. But then, when he relisted Nigeria, I think he came back last year or last year, they were still collecting evidence. And the thing now intensified, the intensity increased. And the most victims, but they nearly wiped out Southern Kaduna during the era of Buhari. Southern Kaduna was nearly cleared. Because most of us who stayed in Southern Kaduna, we know that Southern Kaduna are principally Christians. I taught in one of the secondary schools in Kaduna during the service years. So,
which of the localities?
No, I was in Dusima, Zaria. Okay. Dusima was the southern part of Zaria. Yes. So I was in Dusima, government day secondary school, Dusima, Zaria, when J.B. Sariki was the principal of the school. Okay. So I know the principal, all of them, because that's the principal of the school where I was then was also a Christian. So majority of people in Southern Kaduna were Christians. So the martyrdom was in Southern Kaduna then. Now, having conquered Southern Kaduna, the next point of call now became Plateau. And as they were heading to Plateau, Buhari left office. Tinubu came in. Now, remember, Tinubu told us he will continue the good works of Buhari, which Wike, before he joined him, asked us, which one is the good work of Buhari? Is it the people dying every day? Is it the hunger in the land? So that killing continued. But the irony of the thing that now made America bolder now, not only designating Nigeria as CPC, because of particular concern, but also threatening to send soldiers to Nigeria, is because these people will now come and, this Fulani terrorists will come and sack out a village, they'll come and sack a village, and then put their own signboard. Now, land reclamation in this 21st century, and now name it their own community and start living there, and nobody will ever be arrested. Now the only person who even resisted them, I think it was either in Nasarawa or the same Plateau, this young man, he overpowered one of the Asama who was one of the Fulani who was destroying his farm, and because of the fight, he overpowered him, took his life and killed the man. He was arrested, taken to court. Court convicted him and sentenced him to death. He went on appeal. Appeal court ratified the death sentence. He went to Supreme Court. Supreme Court ratified it. Now, the people who sacked their village and occupied the village, nobody has ever been prosecuted. Nobody has ever been taken to court. Now, the world, it was so glaring, and thanks to social media. Special thanks to social media, because if you are waiting for you journalists on national televisions, you don't tell us those stories. It is only social media that will tell us what is happening. Because many of you are watching the censorship of the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission. So we take our precaution even when we appear on the national televisions of this nation. But the truth must be told. These things are there. It is because it's not affecting you. That is why you think it's not happening. If you move from here to Kogi, just cross anywhere, get to Kogi, you will see the damages that is being caused. Check the prices of tomato. This is tomato season. If not because Nsukka people now went into tomato and pepper cultivation, you were buying a penta of pepper, 26,000 naira. So it is because the people who are farming there in the north, Kogi, Nasarawa, Plateau, these people have been decimated. They need to pay these terrorists to go to their farms. So America now designated Nigeria country of particular concern. It is even long overdue. The only one many people quarrel with is also sending soldiers to Nigeria to come and then decimate these terrorists.
Okay. All right. As a rebuttal, what we deal with proven facts as journalists, and insecurity anywhere, any death anywhere affects each and every one of us. But moving up, we'll take a look at the video from the Bishop of Benue Makurdi Diocese before going to the conversation proper.
Of Benue State in Nigeria. I am the shepherd of one of the 4 dioceses, Catholic dioceses in Benue. We have others, Anglican, Methodist, and Pentecostals, which central them. Benue State has a population of about 6.1 million people, 2 million of whom are those under my care as the bishop of the diocese. Benue State is about 98% Christian, with very few Muslims living in towns. Nigeria and eventually my diocese and the state of Benue have become, in recent years, one of the most dangerous and insecure places for Christians. Christians and Muslims are nearly evenly divided among Nigeria's large population of over 200 million persons. Islamist extremists are fiercely contesting the possession, control, and governing law of the land, especially in the country's northern and central regions, the latter of which is where Benue is located. There are constant ethnic, political, and religious conflicts over land and allegiance. Constitutionally, we are a secularist country, but our unity has been fragile. Political and religious actions and even public speech have been carefully managed to avoid accusations of religious bias and political tensions. Today, the clear influence of Islamist extremists has changed the traditional social dynamics of tribe, ethnicity, religion, and the social status in Nigeria. Because just recently, at the beginning of the Ramadan fast, 12 states in northern Nigeria have declared closed schools so that they attend to this. And you can imagine, which other country in the world does that? Saudi Arabia is not doing it. Afghanistan is not doing it. Baghdad is not doing it, but then Nigeria is practicing. What kind of Islam are they practicing? 12 states, and not only Muslims are living in these places. What happens with the educational program or curriculum of the country? But this is what we are going through every day in Nigeria. A long-term Islamic agenda to homogenize the population has been implemented over several presidencies through a strategy to reduce and eventually eliminate the Christian identity of half of the population. This strategy includes both violent and non-violent actions, such as the exclusion of Christians from positions of power and adoption of such church members, the raping of women, the killing and exploitation of Christians, the destruction of churches and farmlands of Christian farmers, followed by the occupation of such lands by the Fulani herders, and also changing the names of these villages. They are taking over the places, so you clearly see an expansionist approach and Islamic, and then they are making the people now flee.
All right. Also, in view of the clip we've watched,
Yes.
we are aware this is a serious but very delicate issue. However, there are many like Bishop Matthew Hassan Kuka who are of the view or describe the situation as a form of genocide, but emphasizes that it is not solely religious. What do you have to say?
Yes, you see, Matthew Hassan Kuka is a bishop. He's also a politician because I've known Matthew Kuka from First Act Town, where he was the priest in charge in Lagos before he even became a bishop. He's a public analyst. He's a public affairs analyst, like some of us who go to television stations and radio stations. And he chooses his words very carefully. Like, you see what the bishop now said. He collaborated everything I have said earlier. He said even people who go to public discourse or debates, they chew their words to avoid backlash. But we have gone beyond chewing words now. We now say the truth as they are. So if Kuka says it's not purely religious, he might be getting it wrong. Let me now tell you why I said he might be getting it wrong. 1 million Christians massacred in Yellowwater. 10,000 people massacred between the months of this and month of that in Plateau. The question is, who is massacring these people? That is the question Matthew did not address. If Hasakuka has addressed that, he would have known it is a religious genocide. Because all the killings are being perpetrated by a given religious sect, the Muslim sect. Whether you call them Boko Haram, whether you call them Islamic sect, whether you call them Fulani herdsmen, principally the Fulanis brought Islam to Nigeria through Ottoman Danfodio. So predominantly wherever they stay in the Futa Jalon and any of the West African enclave, they are Muslims principally. In fact, if there are 100 Muslims in any community, then 99 of them will be Muslims. One might be, a traditional religionist or somebody who believes in, but I doubt. So all these killings are being perpetrated by them. You have never heard that Christians invaded a mosque anywhere and they eliminated Muslims. No. It is still Muslims killing Christians, Muslims killing Muslims, Muslims killing non-Christians, non-Muslims. So you find out that if Matthew now said it is not purely religious because that's what they did their advice, including Gumi, that Muslims are also dying, Christians are dying. That is not only Muslims that are Christians that are being killed. Now ask yourself the question, who is killing these people? That is the question they should address. If they address it successfully and tell me that Christians are, listen, the other man in I think Sabon Gerikan or sometime in 2016 or thereabout, the wife took a piece of paper and cleaned the mess of the little child, threw it into a dust can. Before you know it, rumor began to circulate that the man desecrated the Holy Quran. Before you know it, people were surging to his compound. The wife took grace, the man ran into a police station. I think that was during Abacha's time, not even 2006. It was during Abacha's time. That's what happened before politicians. It was during Abacha, because I remember Abacha tried the soldiers who went to the police station where the man ran to, brought the man out, cut off his head, and hung the head on a pole as if they were celebrating the capture of Satan. They ran around the entire Sabon Gerinkan. Abacha was miffed with that. He brought the soldiers who accompanied the civilians to the police station, tried all of them. So a few of them were executed. But has the man come back? The man has not come back. Then Deborah, who also Deborah, I think it was in Sokoto, a student of Ottoman Danfodio College of Education. In their normal platform, people will leave what they are doing and start preaching. He said this platform is not for religious preaching. They said she has blasphemed. And in the glare of everybody, students who are supposed to know better, stoned the lady, the young girl, to death. Now, if I keep on recounting, the other lady who was preaching in the morning, they said they were doing their morning evangelism. She was, rounded up by young boys slaughtered early hours of the morning for preaching her religion. I'm coming. Now, with all these things happening, you have never had, you live in Enugu. I live in somewhere in New Haven Extension here. Early every morning around, what tells me that day has broken is the Muslim microphone that will start announcing their early morning prayers around 5 o'clock. I wake up and say the day has broken. Nobody has ever.
Hooray! It's Christmas. The King is born. Hey children, it's time to laugh, to dance and have some fun. Put on your dancing shoes and bring your friends along. Come on, it's the Aneke TV Children's Christmas Party 2025. Let's go! We got dancing, spelling bees, sack race, jumping 1, 2, 3, lots of games and surprises too. All we are waiting for is you. And venue is Aneke TV, number 30, Edinburgh Street, Ogwini Layout, Enugu. Date, Sunday, 14 December 2025. Time is 12 o'clock. Come take your seat. Don't be late. We can't wait to celebrate. Sponsored by Indomie. Yummy treats. Colgate, our smile so sweet. Kellogg's, bring the crunchy cheers. Malta Guinness, energy all year, powered by Nigerian Breweries, and this is the best party guaranteed. Come one, come all. It's Christmas cheers. Be there, be happy. The fun, it's here.
Humility. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is thinking of yourself less. It is the quiet dignity of those who serve when no one claps and rise when no one cheers. In a world shouting for attention, humility whispers truth. It chooses peace over pride and silence over show. It knows that value isn't in volume, and honor isn't always visible. The humble carry unseen power. They lift others without needing a pedestal, and in doing so, they rise higher than ego ever could.
To be a man is not to be hard, but to be whole. A true man feels, weeps, protects, dreams. He does not hide behind silence. He speaks with strength and softness. He carries responsibility, yes, but also joy. He provides, but he also hugs. He's not just a builder of homes, but a nurturer of hearts. A man is not less when he leans on others. He is more when he uplifts them. In truth, in tenderness, in integrity, that's where manhood truly begins.
The red cap is a powerful symbol of authority, tradition, and chieftaincy. It signifies leadership, cultural identity, and a connection to the ancestors. The red cap is primarily worn by men who hold traditional titles, such as Nze, Ozo, Ichie, Chief, Onyish. The number of eagle feathers on the cap can denote the wearer's status within the chieftaincy system. The red cap comes in different shapes, and each shape represents a particular hierarchy in the traditional institution in Igbo land.
There are two types of kola nut produced in Nigeria: kola nitida, otherwise called gworo, and widely eaten in northern part of Nigeria. Kola acuminata, also referred to as Igbo kola, is of local origin and occupies an important position in social, religious, and sacred ceremonies in Igbo society. It is seen as a vital and sacred fruit in Igbo land and serves as the major instrument of prayers connecting the ancestors. It cements discussions and also the fundamental bedrock of philosophy and proverbs. It is a symbol of welcome, unity, and peace. If kola nut contains one cotyledon, it is regarded as dump kola nut and thrown away. Kola nut with 4 cotyledons represents the 4 Igbo market days: Eke, Orie, Afo, and Nkwo. If kola nut contains more than 6 cotyledons, it signifies blessings and wealth, and it is celebrated. There is also another type of Igbo kola nut called Ojugo, which is referred to as the king of Igbo kola. The reproductive organ of the kola nut is referred to as the tongue, and it is removed after prayers and thrown to the spirit of the ancestors.
Ibai. Ekelemu. Ojo kwani eje gondo. Ndo ala atoka. Ya na ana nke ya no na wo. Ibai adino. Ogologo ndo. Aruike. No duma. Oduma eje ne ndo anya. Na onye ngori eje ne ndo anya. Melufuta muri ya. Imana na nsogbu ya olise bụ wa na ekene chukwu okike onye ogologo ndụ na ogologo anya na-ahụ udo na ọchịchị anyị na-ekene na-ekene maka tata na-ayọ maka echi maka na ọsọ maka eme echi anya amara na ya dịka echi na echi anaghị agwụ agwụgwụ na ihe ya adịrị anyị mma. Ndị be anya ọmọkwanye ihe ọzọ na anyị enye ndị ichie dipụtara anyị na-ere nke
Hooray! It's Christmas. The King is born. Hey children, it's time to laugh, to dance and have some fun. Put on your dancing shoes and bring your friends along. Come on, it's the Aneke TV Children's Christmas Party 2025. Let's go! We got dancing, spelling bees, sack race, jumping 1, 2, 3, lots of games and surprises too. All we are waiting for is you. And venue is Aneke TV, number 30, Edinburgh Street, Ogwini Layout, Enugu. Date, Sunday, 14 December 2025. Time is 12 o'clock. Come take your seat. Don't be late. We can't wait to celebrate. Sponsored by Indomie. Yummy treats. Colgate, our smile so sweet. Kellogg's, bring the crunchy cheers. Malta Guinness, energy all year. Powered by Nigerian Breweries. And this is the best party guaranteed. Come one, come all. It's Christmas cheers. Be there. Be happy. The fun, it's here.
Enugu State is known for its rich culinary heritage, with various local government areas contributing their unique dishes and specialties. Some popular dishes across Enugu State include Ogba, a traditional Igbo dish made from Bambara groundnuts; Abacha, a popular Nigerian dish made from dried shredded cassava; Nkwobi, a spicy cow leg dish; Abobo or Fiofio, a porridge made from pigeon peas; Ofe Akwu, a traditional Nigerian soup made with palm fruits oil extract. Akpu, a traditional Nigerian food made from cassava tubers. Oba, a traditional Nigerian food ingredient made from fermented oil bean seeds. Okwa, African breadfruit often used in traditional dishes. Oha soup, a traditional Nigerian soup made with oha leaves and cocoyam paste. And going over to the local government areas. We begin in an Inri local government area, which is known for the following cassava-based dishes: gari, fufu, and processed flakes. Market-made snacks like the okpa, which is the bambara nut cake, akara-style bean fritters, and palm oil-based salads. Ogo local government is known for its hearty soups and stews, pepper soup variants and goats and Milton preparations, staples, yam and cassava. Enugu's local government area is known for their special delicacy nkwobi, isiewu, spicy cow leg, and street foods like pepper soup and grilled fish, and packaged traditional foods like dried abacha flakes and pre-packed okpa. And Enugu North is known for markets and ceremonial foods like abacha, smoked fish, oba, which is fermented oil bean, and roasted proteins. Enugu South is known for hospitality foods, which are abacha, okpa, nkwobi, okwa, and other southern Igbo staples. Ezeago is known for markets and ceremonial foods like abacha, smoked fish, oba, which is fermented oil bean, and roasted proteins. Enugu South is known for hospitality foods, which are abacha, okpa, nkwobi, okwa, and other southern Igbo staples. Ezeago also has the abacha and cassava-derived dishes, distinctive abacha preparations using dried and shredded cassava. Igbo Etiti local government is known for mixed staples like yam, cassava, and legumes with pigeon pea. They also have bean dishes like abobo, fiofio, and bean-based preparations. Igbo Eze North has rural produce like bambara nuts and cassava, as well as street breakfast items like okpa and akara. While Igbo Eze South has festive soups and cassava accompaniments like hearty soups and cassava derives like gari and fufu. In Isuzo local government area, the local government is known for highland crops like yam, tuber crops, and dried tuber dishes like variants, which is similar to achicha and abobo. Nkanu East also has the abacha styles and variants with different preparations using fresh native beans, fried ingredients, and local sauces of smoked fish. Nkanu West has yam and vegetable combos like festival dishes, combining tuber staples with special meat and seafood dressings. And Nseka is known for their okpa, achicha, and abacha. They are widely reported as common local specialties, and they have the delicacy made with corn known as ayarayoka. Oji River is known for cassava-derived snacks, abacha ingredients, okwa, smoked fish, and okpaka. Is known for trade hubs and market supply. Udenu is known for garden vegetables and accompaniments and dried tuber preparations like leafy green soups and dried tuber snacks. Udi local government is also known for cassava products and abacha, popular abacha preparations and cassava-based products with various soups. Uzuwani local government area is known for riverine and food networks, which are the okwa, tubers such as yam and cassava, and vegetable soups with their various ways of preparation, and also their festival cooking, which is a locally caught fish and smoked proteins.
Hooray! It's Christmas. The King is born. Hey children, it's time to laugh, to dance and have some fun. Put on your dancing shoes and bring your friends along. Come on, it's the Aneke TV Children's Christmas Party 2025. Let's go! We got dancing, spelling bees, sack race, jumping 1, 2, 3, lots of games and surprises too. All we are waiting for is you. And venue is Aneke TV, number 30, Edinburgh Street, Ogwini Layout, Enugu. Date, Sunday, 14 December 2025. Time is 12 o'clock. Come take your seat. Don't be late. We can't wait to celebrate. Sponsored by Indomie. Yummy treats. Colgate, our smile so sweet. Kellogg's, bring the crunchy cheers. Malta Guinness, energy all year. Powered by Nigerian Breweries. And this is the best party guaranteed. Come one, come all. It's Christmas cheers. Be there. Be happy. The fun, it's here.
The Federal Capital Territory, FCT, is a monumental city of edifice strategically designed to showcase the aesthetic beauty of a natural ambience, a land of opportunities often referred to as the center of unity. Abuja is the political hub of the nation, lying strategically at the center of Nigeria. It was officially designated as the capital in 1976, replacing Lagos, and formally became the seat of government in 1991. The decision to build Abuja was rooted in its central location, neutrality among Nigeria's diverse ethnic groups, and its vast land space, which made it perfect for expansion. Today, Abuja has grown into a well-planned, organized, and prestigious city that tells the story of Nigeria's unity and ambition. Early mornings in Abuja are alive with the buzzing sound of cars, speeding through wide boulevards and flyovers. Porsche cars and executive luxury vehicles glide alongside long buses and motorcycles, painting a picture of a city where classes mix but remain distinct. It is a city where aristocrats, ruling elites, and key players of the capitalist industry share the same roads with artisans, traders, and ordinary Nigerians striving for daily survival. Yet, despite the aura of power, excellence, and wealth, Abuja is uniquely human. It is not unusual to see a minister of the Federal Republic or a high-ranking official standing in line at a shopping mall, waiting to buy one or two things like everyone else. That blend of prestige and simplicity is part of what makes Abuja truly alive. As the center of unity, Abuja is home to people from every corner of the nation, hosting over 5 major ethnic languages and countless cultural groups. Each carries its cultural emblem and beliefs, all interwoven into the city's cosmopolitan fabric. Added to this is Abuja's international status. Embassies from nearly every nation in the world stand tall within its borders, making it not just Nigeria's capital, but also a diplomatic hub where cultures, politics, and global relations converge. The city's uniqueness is greatly seen in its structures and landmarks. Its skyline boasts the impressive NNPC Towers, the Golden Domed National Mosque, the World Trade Center, the City Gate, and the imposing Federal Secretariat. The Central Bank of Nigeria rises as a symbol of economic authority, while the National Assembly complex represents democracy in action. Justice is anchored at the Supreme Court, and other high courts and national pride gathers at the Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Conference Center, a hub for global summits and national dialogues. These monumental structures scattered across the city give Abuja its distinctive blend of power, beauty, and modernity. Abuja's districts are carefully planned and speak volumes of its identity. Maitama is mapped out as a residential haven for the wealthy, top politicians, and high-profile individuals. Asokoro is equally affluent, hosting ministers, governors, and ambassadors. Katampe Extension and Gazupe Estate are fast-rising luxury neighborhoods with scenic landscapes, while areas like Garki, Wuse, and Area 11 estates blend commercial activities with residential living. Each zone tells its own story, yet all are tied together by the city's larger vision of order and beauty. Infrastructure is one of Abuja's strongest assets. Unlike many cities that grew without planning, Abuja was designed with foresight. Its broad highways are lined with greenery. Its roundabouts are often adorned with fountains and sculptures, and its flyovers make navigation seamless. The city gate stands as a welcoming symbol of pride, while routes leading to Aso Rock Presidential Villa reflect the seat of Nigeria's authority. From the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, travelers from across the world step into a city that is both modern and distinctly Nigerian. What makes Abuja special is not only its structures but also its spirit. It is a city where wealth and influence meet.
Hooray! It's Christmas. The King is born. Hey children, it's time to laugh, to dance and have some fun. Put on your dancing shoes and bring your friends along. Come on, it's the Aneke TV Children's Christmas Party 2025. Let's go! We got dancing, spelling bees, sack race, jumping 1, 2, 3, lots of games and surprises too. All we are waiting for is you. And venue is Aneke TV, number 30, Edinburgh Street, Ogwini Layout, Enugu. Date, Sunday, 14 December 2025. Time is 12 o'clock. Come take your seat. Don't be late. We can't wait to celebrate. Sponsored by Indomie. Yummy treats. Colgate, our smile so sweet. Kellogg's, bring the crunchy cheers. Malta Guinness, energy all year, powered by Nigerian Breweries, and this is the best party guaranteed. Come one, come all. It's Christmas cheers. Be there, be happy. The fun, it's here.
Oja is a traditional Igbo wind wooden music instrument, often referred to as a talking flute, because of its ability to mimic speech patterns and convey messages. There are various types of Oja, differentiated by their pitch and functions. Oja Maun, Ojo Okolobia, Oji Igede, and Oju Ukwe, the singing flute. Each holds a specific cultural significance. The Oja typically has 4 holes, 2 on opposite sides for the fingers, a mouthpiece that leads to the hollow inner chamber, and a terminal hole, similar in size to the finger hole. Oja is one of the prominent indigenous music instruments of the Igbo people. It is considered a spiritual instrument capable of captivating listeners and even influencing their actions. It has keys just like the keyboard, produces lyrical melodies,
Hooray! It's Christmas. The King is born. Hey children, it's time to laugh, to dance and have some fun. Put on your dancing shoes and bring your friends along. Come on, it's the Aneke TV Children's Christmas Party 2025. Let's go! We got dancing, spelling bees, sack race, jumping 1, 2, 3, lots of games and surprises too. All we are waiting for is you. And venue is Aneke TV, number 30, Edinburgh Street, Ogwini Layout, Enugu. Date, Sunday, 14 December 2025. Time is 12 o'clock. Come take your seat. Don't be late. We can't wait to celebrate. Sponsored by Indomie. Yummy treats. Colgate, our smile so sweet. Kellogg's, bring the crunchy cheers. Malta Guinness, energy all year, powered by Nigerian Breweries, and this is the best party guaranteed. Come one, come all. It's Christmas cheers. Be there, be happy. The fun, it's here.
life. According to a veteran lover of nature, Mr. Odochukwu Gerald, he views life as a progressive stage. The joy of life often invokes the intrinsic beauty of our true existence. Life is not a straight road. It bends, it breaks, it blossoms again. We stumble, we soar, and sometimes just breathing is proof that we are still becoming. It's not always loud. Some of the best parts of life comes in whispers, in morning lights, in long walks, in holding someone's hand through the silence. Life is not measured by years, but by moments. And in every moment, even the ordinary ones, is a sacred chance to begin again.
Hooray! It's Christmas. The King is born. Hey children, it's time to laugh, to dance and have some fun. Put on your dancing shoes and bring your friends along. Come on, it's the Aneke TV Children's Christmas Party 2025. Let's go! We got dancing, spelling bees, sack race, jumping 1, 2, 3, lots of games and surprises too. All we are waiting for is you. And venue is Aneke TV, number 30, Edinburgh Street, Ogwini Layout, Enugu. Date, Sunday, 14 December 2025. Time is 12 o'clock. Come take your seat. Don't be late. We can't wait to celebrate. Sponsored by Indomie. Yummy treats. Colgate, our smile so sweet. Kellogg's, bring the crunchy cheers. Malta Guinness, energy all year, powered by Nigerian Breweries, and this is the best party guaranteed. Come one, come all. It's Christmas cheers. Be there, be happy. The fun, it's here.
Helping others is not weakness. It is humanity. A kind word, a shared meal, a listening ear can change someone's life. You don't have to be rich to help. Compassion is the greatest wealth. Lend a hand when you can.
There are two types of kola nut produced in Nigeria: kola nitida, otherwise called goro, and widely eaten in northern part of Nigeria. Kola acuminata, also referred to as Igbo kola, is of local origin and occupies an important position in social, religious, and sacred ceremonies in Igbo society. It is seen as a vital and sacred fruit in Igbo land and serves as the major instrument of prayers connecting the ancestors. It cements discussions and also the fundamental bedrock of philosophy and proverbs. It is a symbol of welcome, unity, and peace. If kola nut contains one cotyledon, it is regarded as dump kola nut and thrown away. Kola nut with 4 cotyledons represents the 4 Igbo market days: Eke, Orie, Afo, and Nkwo. If kola nut contains more than 6 cotyledons, it signifies blessings and wealth, and it is celebrated. There is also another type of Igbo kola nut called Ojugo, which is referred to as the king of Igbo kola. The reproductive organ of the kola nut is referred to as the tongue, and it is removed after prayers and thrown to the spirit of the ancestors.
Ekele m ọjị wụ kwana ihe eji agọ ndụ ndụ a na-atọka onye anabara nke ya na ụlọ agwọ ibe anyị adị nọ ogologo ndụ arụ ike na ọdụmma ihe eji ene ndụ anya na onye nwere ihe eji ene ndụ anya na ịrụfụta nwụrụ ya ị mara na nsogbu riri ya olise bụ anyị na-ekene gị Chukwu okike onye ogologo ndụ na ogologo anya na-ahụ udo na ọchịchị anyị na-ekene gị na-ekene gị maka tata na-ayọ maka echi maka na ọsọ gị maka eme echi anya ma mara na anyị adị ka echi na echi anaghị agwụ agwụgwụ na ihe ya adịla anyị mma ndị be anyị onwekwana ihe ọzọ na anyị enye ndị ichie jupụtara anyị na-ere nke
And welcome to news across the country on Aneke TV. I'm Deborah Wakuba. And now to the headlines. President Tinubu leads donations to Armed Forces Remembrance Fund. Governor ultimates President Tinubu on Nnamdi Kanu's release. Kwara rescues 38 abducted worshippers, returns them to Eruku. Edo Assembly fires 324 staff over illegal appointment letters. Civil Service Commission push for stricter rules on forged birth records. Enugu Governor presents 1.62 trillion naira 2026 budget. And now to the details of the news. President Bola Tinubu has launched the 2026 Armed Forces Remembrance Day Emblem Appeal Fund with a total donation of 320 million naira in support of fallen heroes, wounded veterans, and serving troops. The president-led contributions with 200 million naira, followed by Senate President Godswill Akpabio with 100 million naira, and FCT Minister Nyesom Wike with 20 million naira. At the launch, the president commended the courage of troops confronting security threats nationwide and highlighted recent gains, including increasing certain surrenders and the neutralization of terrorist leaders. He affirmed government's commitment to sustain support for military operations. President Tinubu also announced a Defense Ministry program to reclaim ungoverned spaces using retired military personnel, as well as a new digital platform, Tanker Soldier or QR code, to allow citizens send messages of appreciation to troops at home and abroad. Abia State Governor Dr. Alex Oti has continued high-level engagement towards securing the release of detained IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu, holding a closed-door meeting with President Bola Tinubu at the presidential villa. The visit follows the governor's recent trip to meet Kanu at the Sokoto prison. Governor Oti has repeatedly emphasized his commitment to pursuing all lawful and political avenues to resolve the long-standing matter. His media aide said the administration is already working on a agreed strategy and will sustain the push until a resolution is achieved. Although details of the discussion with the president were not made public, the meeting signals increased effort by the Abia government to leverage state and federal channels to secure political and legal outcome. President Bola Tinubu has directed security and intelligence agencies to strengthen coordination and enhance efficiency in ongoing operations against insecurity nationwide. The order followed a closed-door meeting with service chiefs and head of intelligence agencies at the State House.
Briefing journalists, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Olufemi Oluyede, described the meeting as productive, with a focus on reviewing security pressures and refining operational responses across theaters. He noted that interagency collaboration remains central to improved outcomes. General Oluyede assured Nigerians that security formations are working more cohesively to ensure peaceful and safe festive activities, with enhanced deployments already underway across the country. The Senate will today screen former Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa as Minister of Defense. Senator leader Bayemi Bamidele confirmed the process following President Tinubu's request after the resignation of former Defense Minister Mohammed Badaru on health grounds. The Senate leadership described the exercise as crucial to strengthening national security management given current operational challenges. Lawmakers say the screening is being prioritized because of its implication for stability and defense strategy. Senator Bamidele noted that the Red Chamber is fully prepared for legislative scrutiny and expects the process to reinforce confidence in the nation's security architecture. In Kwara State, 38 abducted worshippers have reunited with their families in a Ruko after successful rescue efforts coordinated by President Tinubu, Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, and the Office of the National Security Advisor. The victims were first received in a lorry before they returned home to jubilant residents. Local government chairman Ayelewa Olawale Gabriel expressed gratitude to all parties involved, describing the operation as timely and highly coordinated. He assured the community of strengthened security measures across the council's 10 wards. The Owa Feruku praised the joint intervention and called the safe return a demonstration of effective collaboration among federal, state, and local authorities. Nigerian Correctional Service has suspended officers in Yobe State over alleged unprofessional conduct involving inmates. The suspension, approved by Interior Minister Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, followed a preliminary report on the matter. The minister reaffirmed the service's zero-tolerance stance on misconduct, right violations, negligence, and inappropriate relationship with inmates, stressing that any officer found culpable will face disciplinary and legal consequences. The allegation involved a senior officer accused of rape and impregnating an inmate. Controller General Sylvester Nwachkuche assured that the service remains committed to professionalism and strict adherence to the rule of law nationwide. Kano State Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf has visited communities in Shanono and Siayawa local government area affected by recent bandit attacks and resulted in killings and abductions. The governor met with residents and security personnel deployed in the frontline areas. The attacks, reportedly launched from neighboring Castina State, left communities in fear despite the rescue of 7 abducted victims of troops. Governor Yusuf directed the security forces to end the incursion, insisting the situation is unacceptable in Kano. The governor's visit followed criticism from opposition parties urging immediate action. Brigade Commander Brigadier General A.M. Toko briefed the governor on ongoing troop deployments and plans to protect vulnerable communities. The Yobe State Police Command has activated heightened security operations across schools, public infrastructure, and communities, lined with the Inspector General of Police Reforms directives. The order was issued by Commissioner of Police Emmanuel Ado after a strategic meeting with top officers. The command directed tactical units to tighten visibility policing, intensify patrol, deploy night detachments, and strengthen rapid response capabilities to counter kidnapping, insurgency, and criminal threats. Collaborative engagement with community leaders and vigilante groups has also been prioritized. The measures follow Governor Mala Buni's temporary closure of boarding schools as a precaution against students' abductions. The Commissioner urged residents to remain law-abiding and provide timely information to security agencies. The wife of the Zamfara State Governor, Huriya Dauda Lawal, has distributed welfare packages to women's groups across the state to ease economic hardship during the Christmas season. The event held at Government House, Kusau. Beneficiaries were drawn from religious bodies, associations, unions, and security formations. Items shared included rice, cash support, oil, pasta, sugar, and other essentials. Representatives of the groups expressed appreciation for the intervention. Ms. Lawal thanked the women for supporting the administration and said the cooperation remains vital to peace, community stability, and development. She affirmed the government's commitment to improving citizens' well-being. You're watching Aneke TV News across the country. Remember, you can follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, all at Aneke TV. Now, a quick reminder of major developments in the news. President Tinubu leads donations to Armed Forces Remembrance Fund. Governor team meets Tinubu Nnamdi Kanu's release. And coming up shortly, Edo Assembly fires 324 staff over illegal appointment letters. Civil Service Commission's push for stricter rules on Ford Best records. Aneke Governor presents 1.62 trillion 2026 budget. We'll be right back.
Hooray! It's Christmas. The King is born. Hey children, it's time to laugh, to dance and have some fun. Put on your dancing shoes and bring your friends along. Come on, it's the Aneke TV Children's Christmas Party 2025. Let's go! We got dancing, spelling bees, sack race, jumping 1, 2, 3, lots of games and surprises too. All we are waiting for is you. And venue is Aneke TV, number 30, Edinburgh Street, Ogwini Layout, Enugu. Date, Sunday, 14 December 2025. Time is 12 o'clock. Come take your seat. Don't be late. We can't wait to celebrate. Sponsored by Indomie. Yummy treats. Colgate, our smile so sweet. Kellogg's, bring the crunchy cheers. Malta Guinness, energy all year, powered by Nigerian Breweries, and this is the best party guaranteed. Come one, come all. It's Christmas cheers. Be there, be happy. The fun, it's here.
Still on the news, the Edo State House of Assembly Service Commission has terminated the employment of 324 staff. The commission revealed that the appointment letters issued to the affected individuals were unauthorized and illegal. A statement signed by Chairman Honorable Ezehi M.D. Bas and Secretary Mrs. Isoke Nehi Olotu declared the letters null, void, and of no effect whatsoever. The commission said all affected staff had received unlawful letters. The commission issued an unreserved apology to the impacted employees. It expressed deep regret for the inconvenience caused and promised stricter compliance in future appointments. Delegates at the 44th National Council of Civil Service Commissions are calling for stronger rules against fraud or multiple birth certificates in public service. The Imo State Civil Service Commission submitted the appeal to prevent age manipulation and overstay in service. Permanent Secretary Evans Ironyanya said only birth certificates from the National Population Commission and recognized hospitals should be accepted. He urged dismissal and prosecution of staff who falsified their dates of birth. The Federal Civil Service Permanent Secretary Philip Ebioge countered that age declarations remain necessary. He explained that many hospitals lack digital records and disasters could destroy original documents, making declarations a practical alternative. The Joint National Association of Persons with Disabilities is urging full enforcement of Nigeria's disability law. The call comes as Nigeria marks the International Day for Persons with Disabilities. Jigawa State Chairman Honorable Adamu Shaibu highlighted the theme fostering disability-inclusive societies for advancing social progress, stressing the need to address barriers like poverty and exclusion. Shaibu commended Jigawa for policies increasing social security allowances and recruiting teachers with disabilities. Jonah PWD also called for inclusive budgeting, improved access to public buildings, and active participation of PWDs in all sectors. UNICEF has called on media organizations to lead public health education, particularly in rural communities. The initiative aims to combat misinformation about polio vaccination and other vital health interventions. Speaking in Ilorin, UNICEF Health Specialist Dr. Emmanuel Alebiosu stressed that journalists must mobilize communities and counter negative stereotypes through accurate reporting. Meanwhile, Kwara State's Primary Health Care Agency launched integrated health campaigns including MNCH Week and HPV vaccination for girls. WHO representative Dr. Gwomson Dauda commended the efforts, urging wider coverage in future campaigns. Bauchi State recorded 592 criminal cases between December 2024 and December 2025, the Ministry of Justice revealed. This includes 75 homicides, 86 cases of sexual assault, and 28 kidnappings. Attorney General Hassan Usman announced strategies to accelerate prosecutions and improve filing of charges under the state administration of criminal justice law. Chief Judge Justice Rabi Umar expressed concern over delayed investigations, calling the backlog unacceptable. Governor Bala Mohammed pledged continued support for the judiciary to ensure timely justice delivery. Governor Peter Mbah has presented a 1.62 trillion naira budget proposal for 2026, marking a 66.5% increase over 2025. 80% of the budget is earmarked for capital projects, 20% for recurrent expenditure. The economic sector receives 825.9 billion naira for infrastructure, roads, agriculture, and Enugu Air expansion. Housing, New Enugu City, and agriculture estate also feature prominently. In the social sector, education takes 32.27% of the budget, with plans for smart schools and TVET college. Funds are also allocated for security, healthcare, and gratuity payments. Governor Mbah reported that Enugu State received 230 billion naira from FAAC in 2025, exceeding the projected 150 billion naira. The state internally generated revenue is expected to surpass 400 billion naira by year-end, the highest in history. Total revenue inflow reached 826 billion naira, representing 85% budget performance. Capital projects received 667 billion naira, while 138 billion naira went to salaries, pensions, and essential services. Overall, the administration achieved an 83% budget execution rate, reflecting strong fiscal discipline and efficient resource allocation. The Zamfara state government says construction of the Zamfara International Airport will boost investment opportunities. Commissioner Lawal Barao Bungudu said terminal buildings and facilities are expected to be ready by January 2026. The commissioner inspected the project and assured the public that government remains committed to the timely completion. Once operational, the airport is expected to enhance economic activity and improve transportation access within the state and beyond. Domestic airfares on some routes have surged by about 150%, with tickets now exceeding 300,000 naira. Routes in the south-south and southeast have seen the highest demand this festive season. Airline operators said limited aircraft and rising passenger numbers forced the price high. They explained that demand has outspaced capacity, necessitating adjustments. Passengers, however, decried the unaffordable fares, citing broader economic challenges impacting household budgets nationwide. Nigeria is working to become the most attractive country for business, the Presidential Enabling Business Environmental Council says. The council celebrated public sector reforms at a recent Abuja event. Director General Princess Zara Mustafa Audu credited progress to data-driven reforms led by President Tinubu and Vice President Shettima. The regulatory impact analysis framework aims to strengthen predictable policy making. Deputy Chief of Staff Ibrahim Hadija said the administration has delivered measurable reforms that improve experiences for entrepreneurs, exporters, and small businesses, reinforcing Nigeria's reforms capacity. The Transmission Company of Nigeria has restored bulk electricity supply to parts of Kaduna and Niger states. The restoration followed repair of the Shiroro Mando 330 kV line 2, which tripped on November 28. The Commission spokesperson, Ms. Ndidi Mba, said security challenges along the line delayed repairs. Forced power transmission was restored at 11:56 a.m. today. Meanwhile, parts of Abuja remain without electricity for over 3 days due to separate maintenance at the Kantambe West Transmission substation, highlighting ongoing national power challenges. The Lagos State government who launched the Lekebe bus reform scheme on December 8, deploying 229 high and medium capacity buses in its first phase. Special Advisor Shola Giwa said the initiative will formalize transit operations, improve security and comfort, and remove unsafe smaller buses from major highways. All buses will operate cashless payments via car card and feature identification codes. Any commuter staff caught paying cash will face arrest and prosecution, Giwa warned. And now to sports. The Nigerian Premier Football League resumes midweek fixtures with Rivers United hosting Kano Pillars in Port Harcourt. Rivers United needs a win to consolidate a top 4 position. Kano Pillars at the bottom of the 20-team table must win to boost survival chances. In Ibadan, Shooting Stars host defending champions Reno Stars. Both teams are mid-table with a win capable of altering league standings significantly. Matches kick off at 4 p.m. today. In the Adoba Handball Premier League Phase 2, Niger United and Imo Grasshoppers recorded key victories. Niger United beat Correction Boys 28-26, maintaining their title ambitions. Imo Grasshopper crushed Ekiti Queens 40-21, securing third place in the women's division. Other notable wins include Omo Ogiofo over Rivers, going 38-24. Safety Babes ended a 3-year long-losing streak with a 32-27 victory over Defender Babes, recording their second win of the phase. Nollywood actress Tonto Dike praised the Gambia's fashion scene following a recent visit. She highlighted the elegance and cultural significance of Borode fabric. Dike wore a two-piece outfit crafted by a Gambian designer, noting similarities between Borode and Nigerians Ashebi lace used for celebrations. She described the vibrant colors and intricate designs as a form of cultural expression, reinforcing the artistry of West African fashions. Still on entertainment, actor Nozo Rex and his wife Mma Kocha went viral after a humorous social media exchange. Rex posted a tribute calling his wife world best for a reason. Mma Kocha responded jokingly, suggesting guilt behind the unexpected praise. The couple, who renewed their vows in August, often share personal moments, delighting fans with glimpses into their family life. And now to end news across the country, here are the main points again. President Bola Tinubu has launched the 2026 Armed Forces Remembrance Day Appeal Fund with a 200 million naira donation, leading total contribution to 320 million naira for fallen heroes and veterans. 38 worshippers abducted by gunmen in Kwara State have been safely rescued and returned to their hometown in Iruku, reuniting with their families. The Edo State House of Assembly Service Commission has sacked 324 staff after declaring the appointment letters illegal, unauthorized and null, void, and of no effect whatsoever. Enugu State Governor Peter Mbahash presented a 1.62 trillion naira budget proposal for 2026, focusing on infrastructure, social services, and economic growth. And that's news across the country at noon. For breaking news and eyewitness report, call 070-3043-7110 or follow Aneke TV on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And on behalf of producer Chidima Sogwa and the entire news team, I'm Deborah Wakaba. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Hooray! It's Christmas. The King is born. Hey children, it's time to laugh, to dance and have some fun. Put on your dancing shoes and bring your friends along. Come on, it's the Aneke TV Children's Christmas Party 2025. Let's go! We got dancing, spelling bees, sack race, jumping 1, 2, 3, lots of games and surprises too. All we are waiting for is you. And venue is Aneke TV, number 30, Edinburgh Street, Ogwini Layout, Enugu. Date, Sunday, 14 December 2025. Time is 12 o'clock. Come take your seat. Don't be late. We can't wait to celebrate. Sponsored by Indomie. Yummy treats. Colgate, our smile so sweet. Kellogg's, bring the crunchy cheers. Malta Guinness, energy all year, powered by Nigerian Breweries, and this is the best party guaranteed. Come one, come all. It's Christmas cheers. Be there, be happy. The fun, it's here.
God, God is not far. He is in the stillness after the chaos, in the laughter of children, in the stranger who smiled at you for no reason. He is not confined to buildings or books. He walks with us in dust and rain, in heartbreak and healing. He is the answer before we even speak. To seek God is to seek love, and to find God, truly find Him, is to love deeper, live fuller, and give without counting.
Hooray! It's Christmas. The King is born. Hey children, it's time to laugh, to dance and have some fun. Put on your dancing shoes and bring your friends along. Come on, it's the Aneke TV Children's Christmas Party 2025. Let's go! We got dancing, spelling bees, sack race, jumping 1, 2, 3, lots of games and surprises too. All we are waiting for is you. And venue is Aneke TV, number 30, Edinburgh Street, Ogwini Layout, Enugu. Date, Sunday, 14 December 2025. Time is 12 o'clock. Come take your seat. Don't be late. We can't wait to celebrate. Sponsored by Indomie. Yummy treats. Colgate, our smile so sweet. Kellogg's, bring the crunchy cheers. Malta Guinness, energy all year. Powered by Nigerian Breweries. And this is the best party guaranteed. Come one, come all. It's Christmas cheers. Be there. Be happy. The fun, it's here.
Kenny, also na n'ọgbọ, ọdún tí mo lẹ́sẹ̀ na n'ọgbọ. Ìjẹ́lẹ̀ bí ihe na n'ọgbọ, ìjẹ́lẹ̀.
Ndị agha dị n'afọ chere nụ obere ụlọ.
Ìjẹ́lẹ̀ nọ n'ọgbọ, ìjẹ́lẹ̀ bí ihe nọ n'ọgbọ. Biko, ìrẹ́pọ̀tì ya na-eme. Ìrẹ́pọ̀tì ya na-eme. Ọzọ ị na-eme kọchọ dị ebube. Kenny, ọzọ nọ n'ọgbọ. Ọdún tí mo lẹ́sẹ̀ náà n'ọgbọ. Ìjẹ́lẹ̀ bí ihe nọ n'ọgbọ, ìjẹ́lẹ̀.
From the tiniest cells to the farthest galaxies, life holds secrets we are only beginning to uncover. Why are we here? What connects us all? What unseen forces shape our destiny? Join Professor Jude Udenta as he explores the wonders, the questions, and the revelations that define existence. Mysteries of life, where every answer sparks a new discovery. Watch now on Aneke TV every Monday.
Asi na ekwekọ ama agba ekwu ụmụ nwanyị akụọla o ọkwa na nzukọ ụmụ nwanyị oge anyị ji akpa maka ọdịmma anyị karịkwa maka ọdịmma ezinụlọ. Nzukọ ụmụ nwanyị bụ ebe anyị na-akpa maka arụike anyị, ndọrọ ndọrọ ọchịchị azụmahịa omenala ndị ahụ dị mma nakwa ihe ndị ahụ ga-eweta ọganihu n'obodo. Naanị ihe ị ga-eme bụ sonyela anyị na nzukọ ụmụ nwaanyị ebe ahụ a na-akarị ihe na-eweta ọganihu n'obodo. Ndị nne, ndị nna, oge a bụkwa nke anyị. Sonyela anyị na Aneke TV n'ebe a na-emetụ aka na ihe ndị oyibo na-akpọ social media na TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. Ọkwa na Aneke TV ka ihe ndị a niile na-eme. Aneke TV, anyị apụọnụ.
Enugu is one of the 36 states of Nigerian Federation. It is located on a hilltop in the southern part of the country. It has a rich history and robust cultural heritage that boasts its uniqueness. Igbo is a widely spoken language in Enugu State. Enugu is popularly called the Coal City State because of its large deposits of coal and other mineral resources. Enugu has 17 local government area councils. The history of Enugu dates back to the early 20th century when the British discovered coal in the Udi Hills in 1909, which led to the development of Enugu City in 1912 as a thriving mining town. Enugu empowered the Nigeria railway system and electric plants greatly during the colonial era. On the 27th of August 1991, Enugu was carved out from Anambra to become a state. As the home of the Igbo people, Enugu's culture reflected in its music, art, and traditions. Enugu is situated in the eastern part of Nigeria, sharing borders with Benue at the north, Ebonyi at the east, Abia and Imo at the south, and Anambra and Kogi at the west.